Digital Clarity Act move. We'll see if there's going to be follow through. I like that Bitcoin's finally back above 70K. That's very interesting to me. Now the question becomes, is it going to sustain? Is it going to sustain, or are we going to see a pop, stall, lower high, and then flush? Because technically, as of right now, we're still making lower highs, even with the bid that we got today, right? And yesterday. So I think we got to stay patient, see how this story kind of unfolds to really see if Bitcoin can start another rally, another cycle, or not. But yeah, Adara?
I'll be pretty quick here, guys. I just think this is pretty interesting. Look, Anthropic reportedly preparing to file for an IPO as soon as the end of this month. So this could be within the next 12 or so days. Potential listing could be targeted by the end of October. They're also expected to match or maybe even exceed the size and scope of SpaceX's record IPO. This is coming to us via Bloomberg.
Ooh, that'll be exciting.
Yeah. You got cash on the sidelines for this bad boy?
Always.
All right, man, always. Fantastic stuff, Obi. Thank you guys very much. Adara, Sia, everyone during the midday. It's time for us to send it over to the gentleman. I'm going to grade this butter chicken.
Ooh,
we'll see what we got going on with there.
I'll decide on it as well. Let you guys know tomorrow. Take it easy.
Thank you, everybody. We've already established, Joe, that you're not allowed to grade the butter chicken. Joe is not allowed to grade the butter chicken.
What happened?
I'm not allowed to grade the butter chicken. Sean is not allowed to grade the butter chicken. Adair is not. Because the only people that are actually allowed to grade the butter chicken are Obi and Sia.
Why is
and this was made incredibly clear. It's not obvious to me why a dish like butter chicken would be only gradable by those two members of our team. But that's what I've been told. So I've declined to grade the lunch today.
I just want to know who told you that.
They were saying it the whole. Obi was saying it live on the show. I'm just unbelievable.
Of butter chicken experience.
I'm just saying it's like not even free. No freedom.
Yeah, but what if I told you, Obi, that I have had more butter chicken at more unique places than you have, possibly?
Then I would say to prove it.
But why don't you? Can you prove it?
I've been Brampton. I've had more Indian food.
My mom's been making butter chicken.
That's fine, but we've had
growing up.
Yeah, but we've had butter chicken from aunties.
Yo, straight.
I've had it from 15 of your mothers.
That's what I'm saying. Straight up, in high school, I would eat two dinners in high school. Want to know why? I eat dinner at 6 at home, and then I go to my boys' house, and they eat dinner at like 9:30. So like, I'm going over to study.
And then 10 of Obi's moms
and then Granny was making me dinner too. I'm just saying, I could grade the butter
like
chicken.
It is over here. And plus, butter chicken is like the whitest of Indian food anyway.
It's so good though.
You know, so.
It was pretty good. Yeah, it was pretty good. It wasn't like. It was
pretty good today.
I don't know, 7.5.
My wife actually, white, makes a great butter chicken.
Exactly. So. We're just joking around. I just thought it was.
Yeah, we're all playing around. It was actually pretty good there. Yeah, the next time we have meatballs, absolutely nobody's allowed to grade them because.
Yeah, never.
You know, my Nana, who passed away, made meatballs. You know, so anyways.
Nothing ever compares to that.
Yeah. It's homemade is the best. But welcome back everybody. SpaceX down 5%. You know, for me the biggest surprise today still remains to be Moderna. Like I thought this name was gonna have a chance to go again. You know, I don't have any trades on it today, but I was just, you know, to see it basically at the lows is a little strange for me. I mean, obviously yesterday was too far, too fast. We had, you know, big move there in Moderna. And even if, you know, you found out yesterday that it was $60, went to 200, and even today, like, you know, 3 days ago, you would have taken 130 on Moderna, you know. So it's not like it's a you know, bad move coming back in. And just for me, it's the biggest surprise. I really did think that Moderna did have a chance. I even wrote down on the note, like a pre-market high break, which never happened. That would have been the long. And since then, I know the boys, I think they were, Obi mentioned taking out of a short, but the idea anyways is that they were short there. It was a good short at that. I think there was that 140 short.
There was a good VWAP, but
I saw the VWAP.
The mistake was, but the problem is,
there's never a problem.
Well, the problem is it scalps to the low, held the low forever. I don't know what happened. What happened at 12:21 on Moderna? Because it seemed like it was just a regular scalp trade, and then all of a sudden it just held the same low. It's like, it wasn't a bad out because it just held that higher low bid for an hour or whatever it was, and then it flushed. It's almost as if, was there? I didn't see any news. I guess it's just like maybe technical flat bottom break. So I'm a little surprised too because it felt.
The market
see this? It felt like this VWAP test had turned into the bottom, and then you had a higher low, VWAP, hold a higher low, and it's like, okay, well, that's fine. That's the short. It's probably going to be a bounce from there. And that ends up not being true. So yeah, I'm glad it was in it. It was okay, but it should have been like twice as good when that flat bottom broke. Maybe wait for 110 to 115. We'll see.
Yeah, we just got stopped. Just before I do this, we just got out of Apple. Just finally breaks.
Oh shoot, the market broke the low.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like the market just started to go there to the downside. I guess I'll have to plug in here. I am connected. We'll have to hear what's going on with this market as we go. But we do want you to connect with OGen. And we are now seeing, and we've been seeing for a minute, updates out of Origenics. Of course, their ticker is symbol OGEN, on the NYSE American. The company has now activated its phase 2A clinical trial in Australia with its first site fully operational and patient dosing expected next. They're developing ONP-002, which is an intranasal treatment targeting concussion and mild traumatic brain injury, an area where there are currently no FDA-approved therapies. And alongside that, Origenics has spent the past year strengthening its balance sheet, raising capital, resolving liabilities, and restoring exchange compliance. The focus now shifts to execution with clinical progress underway and additional CNS assets under evaluation. Go check them out. It's ticker OGEN, for all your concussion, not needs, but if you have suffered from concussion or know anybody that's looking for some treatment, go check it out, OGen. They are working on something there. We talked about clinical trials. They're in phase 2. That's what happened with Moderna yesterday. We'll see if they can get that going a little bit. And then we do have What is it? Okay, I have to look it up.
Retatrutide.
True. Okay.
Yeah,
Retatrutide being discussed with Eli Lilly. So that's going to be coming out soon too. That's what I always like to see.
Really?
The IBB and the XBI, the biotech space, always an interesting one for sure.
So what just caused the market to break the low of the day?
That's what I just saw. So I just turned on all my
Not
squawks.
oil.
So we'll hear what's going on.
Well, I don't know,
was it USO moving around?
It wasn't USO. I don't know. I was in Bitcoin. I got wicked out. I feel like this should still be a long term.
All right.
It's not that bad.
They're
But
saying
look, it
no
broke
posts.
the trend, so I'm out. DRAM just broke the volume weighted average price. That's headed lower. So maybe it could be like technical. What's NVIDIA doing? Got to check under the hood. NVIDIA's been, wow. Look at the short the pop scenario here on NVIDIA. Pop drop.
I don't want to short NVIDIA, but
Yuck. What's AMD doing? Just going through the usual suspects. Yeah, that just made a bit of a right-hand turn because I don't know. This is it doesn't feel, maybe it just feels like paper cuts for the NASDAQ, but this is another 1% day where when you consider the bounce off the low, okay, it's not bad, but then we come lower. But yesterday and today, the difference would be we're retaking the low in the afternoon. That didn't happen yesterday. Like we kind of just held on and went sideways. So there's I'd say a bit of a different feeling here in the overall market. Yeah. I don't know. It feels like it's just a few tech names, some of the chips punking us here. And someone just said SMCI was recovering. Oh, yeah, SMCI was off the bid. Look at the red candles here. And Bitcoin's holding up better than most, but I don't wonder if eventually it gets dragged down. I'm going to check out my friend.
SMCI all the way back up, yeah.
Yeah, it got to 37. It got to VWAP.
We were long SMCI early. Was able to get out at VWAP. That would have been, again, another good short right there. To look forward to on SMCI. But yeah, the market now down 1%. I mean, we could have a broader look here just to see. We should be having Raider Trader on around 2:30. We'll ask him, see what he's thinking about these days. But yeah, the NASDAQ in a little bit of a pullback, right? I mean, it's not huge, but just in the last couple of days, from 730 down to 709, right back to where we were just at the beginning of August again. So you're kind of giving back all of this month. That happens quite often, man. I mean, the NASDAQ has been actually looking pretty weak. It always has battled back, but will it battle this next time? Who knows? Down to 670 not too long ago. So there is a path to the downside here for the NQ, and pretty smooth one, right? I mean, the biggest P&L for me today is going to be Apple, but right behind it, dollars behind it, is the NASDAQ. And, that short really never worked against us at all. It came back up there. We were out of it already. We could have reloaded it. That was right at 11 o'clock. We were leaving you guys, and there it goes down into $70. So one of the top trades of the day for me, as we written down right here, was 71.50. I don't know where we come up with these levels, but we wrote down 71.50 at 8 a.m. That's 71.60. This is 71.50 in the NASDAQ. So that has been the graded high right there. So I don't know. Now it looks like it's getting lower. Maybe now it's time to switch over. We talked about the long end. We could check out what bonds are doing. I mean, that was sort of the dog that was wagging the tail yesterday in the market. I wonder if the market, oops, I don't mean to put that
a little quiet.
There. Yeah, if the market's going to come back in for an iBit, maybe I know you're just talking about it. Maybe that's a pullback that winds up happening. You can play off some of those highs right there. Looking at gold. Palantir, we said some people were yelling at us about that earlier today. 175, that feels like that's a pretty common price for Palantir these days. It feels like it's been here forever. Look at this. Like, what are you even supposed to do? I guess like you were saying with NVIDIA, fade, fade, fade. I mean, it's basically the exact same thing here with Palantir or going long. So Palantir right now is stuck right there in a $2 range. And if it's a $2 range and it's at 175, it means it has $1 higher or $1 lower. And I'm not willing to put my money into any of those spots right now. So let us know if there's anything that's halting. This STG, halted and reopened. This looks like a nightmare there today. CDTG, okay, down to 240, 250, 280. I don't know. That's a good one. CTG there.
What about WeBear?
Is that WeBuy?
No, Webull.
Oh, Webull. Oh, because there was that WBuy. That was one that I thought you meant.
Oh,
yeah. Webull might be. See, it did go to Neil's chart. Webull did a SoFi.
It did a SoFi. So
it SoFi'd itself.
It 100% SoFi'd itself. And that's the thing. There is certain names in certain sectors. When you get the gap on earnings, for whatever reason, it's like dump city. The only annoying thing, I actually said this to another trader. He's like, oh, yeah, that was a good short. You know, the problem is sometimes it did the same thing with DRAM yesterday. You like the level so much for a breakout that you only look at the key price level for that trade. And then when it rejects that price, instead of saying to yourself, oh, that's not a breakout anymore, you just neglect to say it's a short, which obviously $10 was just an unbelievable short instead of, and the only reason I say 10 is a breakout is if you try to remember, you go back far enough, it was all kinds of support at $10. There it was, like $10 on Webull, good bounce there. Second bounce, no good. It was like 1 for 2 swing trading this, and then it's right back to that 10 and couldn't get past the hump. But what we were saying earlier is let everyone forget about it for a few days, weeks, whatever. And if it can hold a high or low, hold the major moving averages in here, retake that 10 later, it'll probably be a good break.
I just saw the grossest thing in the chat I've ever seen.
What?
Someone said butter tilapia, because we were just talking about butter chicken. I never want to see a piece of tilapia again in my life. Pretty much, man. This place has ruined.
Added too much.
This place has ruined me for tilapia. The farmed fish.
I think that's fair. Yeah,
I'm gonna stay away from that. That's too much. And my boy over there, Mike Peter Ryder, had no idea what it was. He thought it was chicken with butter in a pan.
Yeah, you can definitely eat too much.
Yeah. So what's up, Mike? What's up, Mike Peter Ryder?
I ate too many Whoppers. There's like one summer where I ate way too many Whoppers, and never again. I just couldn't even touch them. I haven't been to Burger King since it was 2005 or something when I was in Florida.
I like the Junior Whopper. Is a good
that was the jam because I was down.
Yeah,
my brother was going to school in Florida, so I was spending my summer in Florida. I couldn't work because I didn't have like a green card or anything, so I was just chilling out, eating a lot of junk food. And now I think it's just, even like the smell of it was so good.
Yeah.
But tilapia,
Whoppers are nice.
If you're just tuning in right now, here in the studio and in the back office and what was the trading floor, we get like a catered lunch, and very often, well, it used to be like once a week we were getting tilapia.
Well, no, it wasn't happening.
Yes, it was.
I don't like.
It was.
No,
it was once a week we were getting.
No. Once a week?
Yeah, at one point it felt like it was once a week. Adara said, if Adara says we were getting it once a week.
No, she's not.
At least once every 2 weeks.
Okay.
Okay, so now it's already doubled. So here we go. But anyways, however much it was. Yeah, so to your point, yeah, it got to be too. Well, the minute I saw the sushi tilapia that one day, now I'm off. I'm off of that. Yo, $50. Thank you so much. We are now moments away. We are officially 8 days away from the cutting of Fabian's lovely locks, and those go right. You can scan that QR code. If we have, we have the thing, we can play it. I don't know the number, but yeah, sure. Let's do it, man. Let's show people what they got going on right now. And this is the animation coming up, and it is there it is. Right. Oh, almost the chop for charity there. Oh, 4,200. Let's go. That's a nice little number right there. We're getting pretty close to that one.
We're getting it tomorrow.
Yeah, it looks like we will be getting that. And there's another one, Chris. Thank you so much, Chris, for that as well. And what it is the Angel Hair donation. They're a foundation that makes wigs for kids. There's a whole write-up there. If you do scan that QR code, it will take you to the GoFundMe page that has a description on there, but everything that's going down. Fabian has over 28 inches of hair that he will be donating on his behalf and of all of your behalves with the money there. So we want to thank Fabian for doing that. We want to thank all of you because it just takes, there it is. There it is. And there's a scan QR code. So it's not, it doesn't really, it's almost, you should almost have a Fabian there.
Yeah, it should be.
With the thumbs up. But at the end of the day, it's a great cause. Go scan that QR code. If you're interested, look, if it's not your thing, great. But if it is, man, just throw a little bit there. And we really would appreciate that.
And we all get to enjoy it live.
Yeah, no one's making any money off this. This is something that we want to do, obviously, for charity.
But we all get to feel good
I
about
think it'll be fun to watch too. I think it'll be a good thing to do, and knowing that you contributed. And I don't know how GoFundMe works as far as tax credits and all that kind of stuff.
No, you get a receipt when you do GoFundMe.
Yeah. But I know there's a certain amount. Right. Everything goes right to the foundation. Yeah. So there's immediately donated there. So nothing that we have to do. I mean, what I mean by that is like we don't get the tax receipts. That comes from the website there. So. Okay, that's good to go, man. We're really happy with that. So that story about Anthropic, right? So the two biggest the two biggest publicly owned companies or publicly traded companies that own Anthropic. Number one, I think, is Amazon. Number two is Google. It might be the other way around. But Google and Amazon both definitely interested in that. Amazon already booked, I think it was 94 billion or something in profit, one of the largest bookings of all time from a public company making money in the public markets. I guess that would be the private markets with Anthropic. They've already booked it before it became public. So Amazon already kind of realized that profit. But it's going to be a big one there for Amazon and for Google coming out. It looks like Adair dropped it that maybe it's in the next coming weeks, and then potentially by the end of September, early October. Who knows? They'll roadshow. I feel like it was about a month and a half or so. Like we got the word on SpaceX, and then
it was pretty quick.
Yeah, the next thing you know, we had the date, and it came and went, and now not all we talk about, but we talk about SpaceX a lot. And Anthropic, I guess it's going to be NASDAQ and ANTR.
I don't know what the ticker is going to be.
ANTH might be Anth. Yeah, Anth. What? That's what we mind. ANTH is my guess. Put in the chat what you guys think. Your guess for whatever the Anthropic. We have to make sure.
They haven't decided.
They haven't decided. Once they file, they got to figure out the symbol. But I think as long as ANTH isn't already taken, I think that's probably would make. Oh, it is. Damn it. Anthera Pharmaceuticals already has ANTH. Well, it doesn't come in our drop down, but it does.
Maybe ANTP.
There it is.
You want the H because it's Anthropic.
ANPK.
Yeah, ANP.
Oh, it's a C though.
Yeah. It's gonna be A and something. Yeah, not that it matters.
I don't know what it's.
Oh, they could do Claude, but then you start to do Claude.
The company's Anthropic, right? It's but maybe
you could.
They could do that. It could be Claude. Yeah. CLAE.
I don't know how that would work.
We'll find out what it's going to be, man. CLDE, there it is. Yeah, people talking about that in the chat. APIC is a good one.
Yeah,
who would have ever guessed what SpaceX's symbol would be?
Well, that's.
Oh man. Okay.
That's a
ANTP.
One.
Yeah, that's what I was. Oh, ANTP. Yeah, is that a stock? That would make sense. Yeah, ANTP doesn't look like that's taken. Yeah, whoever just put that in the chat wins. Alejandro, you win absolutely nothing, but a great guess.
The respect.
ANTP. So I'll remember you, Alejandro, when that's announced. Anthropic, right there. We're gonna go from the window to the wall when we get a note from our guy Fabian over there. All right, he says send it. So let's go find out what's on the wall over there with Miss Adara wearing her green today.
Yeah, it's not helping the market.
Hey guys, it's another segment of To the Window, to the Wall, where I pull up an infographic window and we talk about it on the wall. Now we're talking about the Dow 30. Why are we talking about the Dow 30 today? Because I'm very happy to announce we just hit 30,000 followers on X at TTV Research. So first, a big thank you to everybody who has followed, liked, paid attention to the content. I have so much fun making infographics for you guys. And so with that in mind, let's get into the year-to-date performances for all of the members of the Dow Jones Industrial Average as of yesterday's close. So Cisco, #1 spot here. Merck in #2, of course, aided by, at least in part, by yesterday's move on that Moderna deal. Of course, we had that phase 3 trial that went really well for the two companies for that personalized cancer vaccine. Now, you've got a lot of strength, of course, in Amgen, Caterpillar, so that kind of industrial space, the health space, UNH also up here. They were, I think, the worst name in the Dow last year, so good look for them so far this year. And all of our Mag 7s are green on the year so far. That's Apple, NVIDIA, Amazon, and Google. Actually, sorry, not all of them, because one is red. But 4 of our 5 Mag 7s that are on the Dow are green. There's one that's red, and it's actually basically flat. It was down like 0.18% on the year as of yesterday. But Microsoft, unfortunately, hitting off the red side of things. So you've got 22 green tickers, 8 red tickers. So yeah, like just over 70% of the Dow here is going to be red right now. So yeah, you've got, again, Microsoft red, Home Depot red, Disney red on the year, American Express red on the year, McDonald's, not loving it. IBM, definitely not aided by that drop here on their prelim earnings that weren't so good in July. Salesforce, and last but not least, Nike. Now, Salesforce and Nike were also amongst the worst performers last year, so let's see if they can turn that around in the last quarter or so of 2026. But without further ado, that is this infographic on X at TTV Research. It's already available on there. You can find it right there in X. And once again, a big thank you to everybody who helped us get to 30,000 followers on X. It's an honor and a privilege, and I'm definitely excited to make more infographics for you all. Working on some SpaceX stuff right now, so you'll see that soon. But in the meantime, you'll see Sean and Neil right away.
What's the most surprising name on that list?
I mean, I think IBM. I mean, because for me, IBM had, they have the quantum space lockdown.
They've been making.
But you know what? Then I thought about it, the IGV also. You know what? I'm just going to the damn dollar store and picking up. Did the fly traps? Maybe the fly traps are here and they're just not working.
Clearly, we didn't order the fly traps from Amazon, because if we did, they'd be there the same day. Maybe,
potentially, unless fly traps are very much in demand these days. So who knows if they're coming here or not. But Joe gave his. I'm not sure if Joe's allowed, but he was like talking about the butter chicken. So I because he's not allowed to talk about it, I told him,
it's sitting just fine for me.
He's back. He had to have an apple to get rid of the aftertaste. Let's put it that way. Is what Joe had said. But Joe, unfortunately, you're not able to judge it. So
Hater.
I wish I was here for that discussion, but I guess I came late to it. But okay, so I still have ANTP written on here because I'm trying to find out if that was a symbol or not. Look, the one thing that I've adjusted to the trading that has been working, I didn't do it right here. You see, and it's in the afternoon, and I'm always trying to develop new strategies. I think it doesn't matter. It can happen in the afternoon or whenever it is, but it's this. It's when, I write down a level of I wrote down 315 to 316, but, at the end of the day, it was just kept on bidding off of 316. And, it was good. It was good. Our best out is 317.40 something. So that was more than $1. So when we lose 5 cents. It's all good. But then it's the reversal into the short once a key level is broken. And it's like, obviously a stock like Apple and, most of the Mag 7 names, most of the names you're looking at anyways, will need the market to go with it. But, just there, like that's a pretty easy, no trading is easy, but that's a pretty easy idea to work with. Is that better? An idea. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be the one, but if you're looking at a stock and all of a sudden it breaks, and we have the flat bottom break, we have all these different things we always talk about, but like you could just short that and then against the previous 5-bar high. So that would have been right up into there. So that's like a 30 cent worth of risk on that 316 break, or you just use this, which is your 25 period moving average. It's whatever. It's an average over the last 25 minutes, right? So you could use prior bar high 5-minute chart. We had Brian Shannon on here a couple weeks back, and he talked about a 2-minute prior bar break. So that, even if you use a 2-minute prior bar break, you would have been in it until right here, right where that last 2 minutes, because you got to go 1 minute, 2 minutes. So you would have got out at 50s. So that would have been 50 cents worth the risk against maybe 30. So, just thinking about stuff like that. When levels break, and then you sit here and you're saying, well, I don't have a trade. Yeah, when you're looking for trades, sometimes you need to be actionable when they're at those levels. So just a little bit of a look there. And I think, let me go over one more example, and then I'll throw over to Neil in case he's looking at something. Because you guys brought up Palantir, and I said that, look, I'm not looking up here anymore because the market is down here. So if any kind of a break is going to happen, it would be down into this area. So that's 174 clean. So why don't we look at that? If it does, you still have a little bit of time before that happens, but if it does get into 174, that would be worthy of a try on that strategy. So thank you so much. William Devine, everybody that continues to put it out there, man. We want to thank absolutely everybody. You have the website up. It even
We
shows
just hit
people's
40.
donations.
Yeah, we just hit 42. We just passed the 4,200 mark, and thank you. I mean, anonymous, whoever it might be. Holly, thank you very much as well. Matthias, we got Brian, Deborah. Like, there's been so many recently donating. 85% to the goal, obviously. Or what kind of math is that? It's clearly 84%. What kind of rounding is this? Okay, GoFundMe. We got. I don't know. It grinds my gears a little bit. It's 4,200 out of 5K. It's obviously 84%, not 85%. And I don't know what
Rounding
kind of
up.
Are you rounding up from 4,204 to 4? Like, come on, son. Come on, son. Anyways, it is what it is. Well, thank you guys so much. But there was a comment from our good friend Mike Philip DeRider, who was mentioning how strong DXYZ is. Now, I'm going to remind everybody of some things. Obviously, this is moving today because Anthropic, which is private, is going public, and the Destiny 100 fund is 18% Anthropic. So 18% of this fund is the stake in Anthropic. What I would like to remind everybody of, which I did in the chat, but I'm going to, actually I didn't remind everyone in the chat. This is what happened to DXYZ in the run-up to the SpaceX IPO, which was that was their biggest holding at the time. It made a double top at 72. This was not when the IPO was. By the time the SpaceX IPO dropped, this had been cut almost in half. And on the day of the IPO, it dropped from 42 to 30. So it had already pulled back like 40-something%. And then on that one day, it lost another 30%. So just keep that in mind when we get closer and you're all excited, ooh, Destiny, this is going to be fun. Nah, it's probably going to be pretty bad for DYXZ for sure. Well, the two things I'm looking at, one of them is if this bleed that's happening in the market continues to crypto, which it doesn't look like it's happening. I actually that's probably not the greatest exit on Bitcoin, but I see it making a lower high. I'm looking at BMNR short because that's weak. Like, you already have a hard top at 21. Look at that resistance at 21.75. So lower high in here. If it loses VWAP, I want to try to grab it short under VWAP and trend that is West Palm Beach trades. Tikka masala or
you spelled it wrong.
Yeah. Oh, you mean masala or butter
masala.
chicken?
I mean, for me, I'm a butter chicken guy, but I do like tikka masala as well.
I'm a butter chicken guy too.
I do like both of those.
And my daughter would hate on me if I didn't say, like, butter chicken is she loves it. It's one of her favorite things to eat right now.
You gotta have like the garlic naan beside it and everything.
Yeah,
too,
I can't say anything else.
We don't have all that coming into here, but yeah, butter chicken. I heard Sia said tikka masala, I think. Yeah, she said tikka masala. But the only opinion that really matters is Obi's. So we gotta find Obi's not here right now because his mom makes it, so we got to make sure that we check him out.
What were you guys showing on?
Somebody sent in donuts, I guess. Oh, old videos of donuts. See, Neil? Now Neil's pissed. Someone better send in some Krispy Kreme ASAP or the rest of the stream.
You know how wrong that is?
The rest of the stream is not going to go well.
You know how wrong that is?
Or send in some Dutchies or some apple fritters.
No, because obviously you do that. I think, oh, wait, someone's doing like the live camera feed on their phone and they're in the kitchen because we just got donuts.
That just wasn't
So I'm thinking I'm about to eat some donuts on the afternoon show. That's
cool.
You don't do that. That's what you don't. Who was it?
We're sitting here in a market that's not doing anything.
Who's responsible?
Fabian's responsible. He's the only one over there at the board.
Andre wouldn't do that.
Andre is not like that.
Ramin's not here. Tiffany's way too nice. That was Fabian's fault.
Probably.
What's this? What's that about?
Oh, that's from before. Look at that. There we go. That's when we had.
Oh, that's when I had hair.
We were celebrating something. That's before Neil donated his hair. You see?
Yeah. Now.
Now
see that.
Oh, 500K subs. What's our subs at right now? I mean, we got his
500 and I was gonna make a guess. Don't yell it out loud.
I don't know. Guess.
I was gonna say 587, but I don't know. I know it's under 6. It's over 570, but
I just saw the number, so I can't.
Anyways,
No, it's 585. Pretty close, right there. So if you guys are watching right now and you are part of, first of all, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I mean, we are looking for. I mean, believe me, I'm going through. I'm always looking up. Like, I'm looking at SpaceX right now as a potential short there. 4,200 of you watching. There's the chop for charity there. Make sure you do like what I'm doing right there. 40.
You didn't
hit the like button.
Oh, you didn't hit the like.
Yeah, on purpose. I'm trying
Oh,
to show
shoot.
people how to do
I
it.
haven't done it either.
Smash it, destroy it.
Boom, I just
Take
hit the like
care.
as well.
Get that like button out of here. Hit it, get it out of here.
Was that your fault?
And then
Was
you
it
can,
my thing?
like I said, it's about 51% chance that your
you
next
do
trade
that?
will be a winner. I was just looking at SpaceX there, and I thought that
donut video.
SpaceX down into VWAP here of 133 could be potential trade coming through on SpaceX. What's up, Fabian? As he's fixing our battery right now, and just make sure that we're all good over there. 133 and change there for SpaceX. That could be a good short area, so I don't mind doing that.
I think he's waiting for you to stop
Why don't
talking
you just say that
so
then?
that he can fix you. So right now, Fabian is fixing our battery, so I had to not be talking so you can
Thank you,
be mine.
Fabian.
And then I just quickly took over for a second, interrupting Sean so that his mic could get fixed.
was just
and now you
standing
can
there.
finish the thought.
No, I didn't have any thoughts. I thought I was just delaying as he was fixing
Oh,
the mic,
goodness.
but I got to fix my
You were delaying until he
AirPods
fixed the mic.
because
That's
they're
exactly
on
what was happening.
noise canceling, so it's a little bit hard
What's wrong
for
with
me to
noise
hear.
canceling?
No, nothing. It's just silence is absolutely everything around.
That's what they're supposed to.
Yeah, no, it's these AirPods are actually fantastic.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
So Ethereum, iBit, right now something people talking about that.
Okay.
iBit right now 72.6. Looks like it's trying to take out the highs today again, right? So 41.2. So I think this could be the next trade to look at. We've just bounced off the 200 period moving average. I don't want to put on, I think some of the worst things you could do as a trader is to sit around here and just put on trades just because we're trying to find something. I don't, I think you got to look at names that are actually moving around, which brings me back to SMCI, maybe, as a potential break. I mean, underneath VWAP, the short would be good on SMCI. That could be a trade that we look for. As the NASDAQ continue to go down, we want to look for stocks that are red. But, SMCI is up, but definitely with a red sort of feel to it.
Oh, it's definitely
Webull with earnings, that had a red feel to it today because it was up at 1.13, 15%, something like that. Look at that $10 marker. You don't get much better than that. It's now breaking off of 9. So I think this could actually be a long right now, holding out on their 25 period, holding out there. But really, am I going to look at this stock when it's moved 10 cents in 10 cents? It's moved 10 cents in, you can go all the way back to here. This is since 1030. The stock has a high of 916 and a low of 892 since 1030 right now. So Webull not doing a whole heck of a lot right now either. Wishing for it to do something is not a strategy.
I think that stock's going to move. I would be surprised if
hope it
on
moves.
earnings day, that long of a consolidation doesn't do anything. But either way, I'm looking for things that are underneath or losing the volume-weighted average price. Either I want to short something into the volume-weighted average price, or I want to short it as it's breaking down because the market is trending lower. So it's as simple as this. ETH is doing that. There's the high on ETH. There's a long consolidation, breakdown, lower highs, it goes lower. And BMNR, as I said, for whatever reason, Tom Lee, and I had Fabian look, he couldn't find the picture. I'd be hitting it right now because that was the whole point. We're going to look at BMNR and we'd be able to hit the picture of Sean and Tom Lee enjoying the Super Bowl together, but we couldn't find it. So short this. The targets are pretty simple. Support there, the next one at 21.15. And then this low, I'm zooming out at 21.9 where the opening range bottom is, or actually it's just the low of the day, is the prior day high on BMNR. So that's VWAP to that target. And Rory, is this a hold me tight, we're going down type of correction or just a one-day dip? Well, the problem with it being a one-day dip is we were down yesterday too. So
this is not even that dramatic.
it's not that dramatic because we're only down 1%, but we were also down yesterday. So I don't know if I've never heard the hold me tight before. I guess, yeah, that's hold your loved ones because you're going down with the ship or something. Is that a thing? Maybe it's a thing that I just don't know. Either way.
Yeah, private dancer, hold me close, private dancer, something like that.
Tiny dancer.
Tiny dancer.
Hold.
I don't know what it is.
Wait a minute.
All right, so
Is that right?
you know what? I was actually looking for a SpaceX 132 potential breakdown. I haven't traded it yet today. It's in my contract. I must trade it every day. So this break of 132 potentially
Private
there.
dancer,
I think it's. Is it private
Elton
dancer?
John. Elton
Yeah,
John.
exactly.
Hold me closer, tiny dancer.
Yeah. Who knows? One of those things there. All right, Tina Turner said something, Andre. There,
She has
right?
private dancer as Tina.
Oh, okay. But yeah, what about SpaceX right now? Break finally. We've been at this 50 period moving average for a minute. Once we broke it, we went higher there. It's been hovering around. We've played around with it there around 3180. I mean, again, not really moving right now as SpaceX, but this is an interesting level, you know, to say the least. Right there at 132, we could maybe break down. I feel like I'm drawing at straws here, looking for something. You were in DRAM earlier. This has been one that's moved around. I guess we could look at Moderna. I sort of left that one there. DRAM at the lows.
It hasn't moved in.
Yeah, I mean, actually, this is a good short too. I think DRAM to continuation short play for DRAM. That's not a bad one. What's NVIDIA doing? NVIDIA was at yesterday's lows, and yeah, 216. That was yesterday. We actually were trading off at this level yesterday. So if that breaks lower, there could be something there on NVDA. So that's going to be a trade to be talked about maybe and looked at later on. So that's an NVIDIA trade there, something about that. All right, so that's that one. And then, so I think DRAM actually, now that I look at this, I just like the fact that we're underneath everything. You're underneath VWAP, you're underneath the 25 period. You are starting to range down a little bit, even though it's up 2.5%. You know, looking to break right there. We could probably go short against, but you know, do we really want to worry about getting stopped out? Highs there, we broke lower, made a new high at your 200 period moving average for the last hour. Then we fell off of that. DRAM, I could be convinced to take a short around 65s right into there, play it against 75, and then maybe bring it back down? Or do we just be a little smarter about everything and maybe we just wait to see if there is a some sort of a news piece that comes out at some point here? Like we have Adara in the back, she's parsing through everything. I'm checking the news wires right now. There's actually nothing hitting whatsoever.
I just restarted mine. It was so quiet.
Yeah, I've restarted it already as well. Even Moderna, the name that was up 190% yesterday at close, maybe it was 170, this is since 144. So you're talking about the last hour, really hasn't moved. It did touch down about 50 cents lower here into the 200 period. The 50 period. Looks like we're trying to break there. This is not a horrible idea short. I can't believe it's down this much. Do we have to pay for shorts on Moderna? I think we try 100 shares. Okay, it's free. Yeah, you guys are right. So, yeah, this could be a breakdown short through the 50 period right here. On Moderna, I don't mind trading that. We can trade that light.
Thank you for
thanks, Will 10.
Will 10 broke? I don't know how to.
Broke? Yeah, bro. I mean, bro.
Awesome. I don't know.
Bro.
But thank you for the donation.
Swiss?
We just keep getting more and more and more. And okay,
we just literally have the best. We have the best.
And Holly as well.
We have the best.
It's like
when we do these things, I always feel like you never know how they're going to be received, but this has been very well received.
We've done a couple, and they've been so amazing.
Thank you to everybody for that, man. Every 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks is $10. Doesn't matter. That means a lot. It's all going directly to charities. So if you do have that in you, we would definitely, really respect that. So, yeah, you guys, thank you so much for everything that you're doing for that cause. There. Put the names in the chat. Okay, PCLA, here we go. Just opened back up right now. So PCLA just opened itself right back up there. This is a halting name, and we kind of nailed one of these names earlier when we said if it opens up near VWAP, then it could be a long. This one opening up right near that 200 period moving average, which is 830 right there. That's where we went to. We fell to 830, and now it's just doing this, bouncing in and around. Watch out for PCLA right now. Just on 4 million shares, but just off back-to-back halts right there. Could be, someone looking to do something here in the afternoon. PCLA could be your Huckleberry, a line that Neil always used to use. I haven't heard that in a while. The other one was CT.
I said it too much.
Okay, yeah, TG right there, halted a little bit. Good mover there today. Not a top volume name, but 15 million shares. That could be something that's looked at there as well. Again, SpaceX. This is exact price I looked at it 5 minutes ago. So yeah, we'll just continue to look at the chart there. DVLT, is that Data Vault? We've had that a couple times. No, this is WISA. Does it used to be Data Vault? I don't know. WISA Technologies here. Nice move higher there. Penny stock.
Yeah,
okay. What was this Hyper one? There's Hyper Liquid or something? Hyper Fine. There was something about these guys today as well. Oh, that's only 640,000. Maybe nothing there as well. Okay, there it is right there. What's up to, we got another super chat. Is the bottom in? Is that what you're talking about? Oh, who thinks the BTC bottom is in? Thank you for that $5, man. We really do appreciate that. Anything that comes in from super chats goes right to Google and then to us. So there's not much we can do about that, but we will, you know, thank you for that. And anything that goes through the GoFundMe, it
goes straight to the
it just goes right to GoFundMe.
Which is not to tell you, like, we appreciate it. Not to tell you not to.
I mean, we can look at the Bitcoin chart and have a decision on that one. I know you were looking. I mean, I always think that 50,000.
Yeah, my problem is I'm trying not to.
predict.
There's a lot of things about the last couple of days that makes me think that maybe I'm off about it, but I'm not. For me, I'm not changing. I'm not yet at the point that I'm willing to change. Why is this drawing a trend line? Take that off. Whatever. Okay, and now we go. Like, I'm not yet ready to think that we're busting out of this. I'm going to give it a couple of days because my thought was like a retest of at least 50,000, or it'd be more important to see next year we get more bullish when you start thinking about the normal cycle. So I'm still of that mind, but this is it's a pretty good low, and it is technically not really. This would be a confirmation of breaking the trend, I think, if we hold on to this 68,000 level and it can consolidate here, but. Yeah, it's been pretty good. I just want to answer a question because someone asked me what the stop was. It will be now a trailing stop. What the stop was on BMNR. So on a VWAP trade like this, pretty much 99 times out of 100, unless there's something egregious happening, it's like the entry here and the stop goes right above that topping tail, which is the reason I got in, is that topping tail and VWAP. So it was at 21.5. It no longer is because it just broke down a couple of levels of support. And if it hits the low, great. I'm going to throw, if it gets back above like this level, which is about 21.25, then I would just hop out of it. You have to remember that crypto has been, in a general sense, pretty bullish. And the other thing that I will be looking at or acknowledging is ETH. Like, if ETH just bounces off of VWAP here, there's a good chance it starts rising again, even though BMNR is weaker overall. So like, I have a target of the low, but I have to keep an eye on ETH. If it bounces off VWAP, then I can just manually punch out instead of having my trailing stop in there. So yeah, that's just what we're looking at. I don't really see much of anything else that's moving. So like scalping opportunities are what it's going to be. Like, whatever we can find that gives some defined risk to reward.
Yeah, I was. I just went back to the sticky note here, and then one of the ideas that we had was shorting the TQs, longing iBit, longing Moderna. I mean, that was wrong. We talked about we never got in because it was never there, or the pre-market top rate. Both of those never happened. When the 164 broke for the first time, it was good, but that was in the pre-market, and then we never got back to 167 again. So I thought the day two story was holding there, and then the Apple 315 to 316. It's stuck in the middle of that range right now. Apple. But so I put on the TQs. There's Apple. We said 315 low. I mean, that was the low. Bounced up 50 cents. We could have traded that one. But I'm just going to get right back here. Wake up, everybody. We're going to get back into the TQQ short. So, again, I want to play it off of this 50 period. We haven't broken it, right? I mean, we broke it there. We tried to test up. It failed it again. Right there once we had finally broken. So it's basically been since 115 or so. It's been a nice little downside trend. I was going to give this one, and I'm not even we're not in too many shares here. I was going to give this one because remember it broke there and then retrace back down. The NASDAQ could go down a little more today. I think there's a lot of people. We got that question about, is this just the beginning? Has it? Where are we in this cycle? I don't think anybody knows. The NASDAQ has, been lower, and you can see we don't want to be in this name too close to the imbalances, but this is what yesterday afternoon kind of looked like. We did start to head to the downside, then obviously this morning was down right there into the close. That's 3:30. We did get hit to the downside. That's 2 o'clock, which obviously we're in between this right now. So pretty flat yesterday, bumped higher, and then came back into the close. So I don't think we're expecting. Is there earnings? I can look at the Trader TV.
Rick Ross, big boss. It's just ROST.
Okay, so Rick Ross, a little bit of white on white action happening there, and we'll have to wait to see if Ross stores. So it's a day of Walmart trading anyways, and we saw Target's report. They went higher. Walmart went lower. For me, that's a little bit of a surprise. I thought Walmart, would be doing well in this kind of environment, but they missed same-store sales year over year, which is not good, and guided a little bit worse. Than the grocery working out, Sam's Club working out. But anyways, so I'm going to trade this name against 7010, sorry. So this might wind up being a 20-cent hit or so, well within our capabilities here of absorbing a loss. So we'll take one more fill at the 50 period moving average rate rate there, which would be basically $70. And we're getting close to that rate now. And look, if we just drift higher and we get stopped out, we get stopped out. I don't know. I think this is just worth something here for a little bit of a downside play. I mean, we'll wait. Who knows, man? In a drifting, quiet market,
very quiet.
You never know what's going to happen. We're short 90s right now. If there's anything you guys want us to look at, please put it in the chat.
Apparently, it's going to be Applied Digital.
Yeah.
I love you, Gina, always.
That's nice.
That sounds like it. Yeah, that is nice. Next, what do you think about Applied Digital? So we're always just going to be looking at the charts.
APLD.
Like usually, if it's like something in the portfolio, you have a strong feeling about it. Maybe I might say something fundamental. Not in this particular case. I always lean on when I see this. I always reference Brian Shannon. Like I'll steal some things from him in terms of his thoughts or his some sayings. But like this one, when you have a flattening or declining 200-period moving average, I don't usually see that as it's just not a good thing. Ultimately, and you're consolidating under. You've seen the market make a little bit of a turn. There's lots of concerns. We just got one today. That was this the hold me closer kind of drop, or is it going to be the garden variety? And when you see this, there's two things that can happen as you flatten out. Like when the major moving averages flatten out, it a lot of times can mean chop. Even if it tries to go, you just get a little bit choppier, which can limit some upside. The other part is it's forming a bit of a trend break. You literally just had a death cross like 3 or 4 days ago. Like there's a lot of bearish signals there. All of that said, it did reverse this trend. So when I look at that, as long as like 25 becomes kind of key, like this little higher low wick that it had, because if this is a garden variety drop, you kind of hold that higher low, and then you can have like a muted breakout that can happen. I'd still think chop because of the flattened 200 period, but overall, in the short term, like there's a chance to bounce off 25. I'd stay bearish on it when it's under the 200 period. I never really like that to see that happen, especially when it's a stock where for the entirety of the up move, it's had tremendous, either it just can't even get there, or when it bounces from there, it's a spectacular bounce. And that's been the case. So until it gets through that, you're looking muted moves on Applied Digital, at least from what I can see on this name. And a lot of stocks kind of look like this. There's stocks I like that look like this. So I'm not just saying that, well, who cares? Like I don't have that one. Like I can look at Caterpillar and say when this eventually loads, there you go. Like this is starting to get concerning. Like I'll say if Caterpillar breaks the 200, I'll say the same things about this stock. And this is one of my bigger holdings, and I never really trim more than 10 or 20% at a time up the top. When you do that, you're like, and it pulls back 25%. You're like, oh, well, I wish I'd trimmed half of it, but didn't. But that's what you hold these things for a long time, and sometimes it looks like that. But that could get concerning under the 200 period if it can't bounce this time. That's the troubling thing with this market. There's a lot of stocks which have broken the major moving averages, and then others that are really concerning you that they could. When names like this, like if Caterpillar does it, you get in a lot of trouble here. Before we get into the super chat, I see that. G Vernova would be another example where, hey, it's been holding the line after starting to get parabolic. If you have multiple names that start to lose that kind of support, which they are threatening to do if the market takes another strong leg down, yeah, then you could see like correction territory would make sense overall. But you got to look under the hood to see where it's at. Ooh, David Zed Siamese.
Yeah.
Kalshi now has 15-minute market every quarter hour, gold and silver. You can live trade in and out above or below the last 15-minute close. Good chart, order book reading, practice with real money. It's fun. Man,
you're gonna have everything.
Kalshi just taking over. You're literally gonna have everything.
I mean, that's part of why the Nasdaq, like they sort of thinking about going. Well, they will be going at 20.
Yeah.
Starting at 9, I think it's 9 to 4. They're going to try to be.
They know they have to.
That gate.
They have to offer more.
Because it's things like that, right? I mean, now people are taking their money elsewhere off the books, and it's not it's partly regulated, but not really. So I don't know if that's going to last there on Kalshi. When the NYMEX and all that kind of stuff figures out, the oil, then they're saying, hey man, you're taking money away from us. there, and all these kind of markets, and all just feeding into Kalshi. I mean, no reason why Intercontinental Exchange and some of these other places have invested in poly market and whatnot, right? It's because, they're able to offer a lot of these things, and they could do it sort of outside of the regulations that a lot of the other, DraftKings and whatnot need to fill, right? And especially with, opening up Robinhood accounts and know your customer KYC, like I don't know exactly where that all fits as far as poly market and Kalshi go. I think it may be different by state, but federally, I'm not sure. There it is. Yeah, Andre Arnett. Thank you. I mean, we're starting to get up there now. That's really nice, man. Is that 42? Yeah, 42.57. I mean, a great number, and we want to thank everybody, for their continued donations there as well. NASDAQ giving it to 70.20. So it looks like we will wind up losing this 25 cents. If it does wind up going up to the upside there. I don't know. I'm not going to average into this now. Sean had a good point there, Sean Hogg, in the chat there. And I've said this many times myself, so I'm not even sure why I'm not really following this. But often, slow markets, they can put you to sleep a little bit and they'll kind of drift a little bit higher. So, maybe we do eventually get stopped out of this trade just because the drift just happens and, comes off that low and just continues to go higher. But also, I don't mind the sell. Like we just went down to 7. We just could have taken that out at 03 or 04 there. Then the move goes a little bit higher. I think the problem with this kind of trading right now, and that's why I'm going to stop out. The order is already in. I'm not averaging in. It's like one little headline, you're going to get wicked one way or the other. So it's like if Trump comes out right now and tweets something positive, obviously about the market, then or just about oil or Iran or something that affects the market positively, then this could just jump up just because people have nothing to do, and the algos can hit this low volume trade, and next thing you know, you're out of the money on it. But Moderna's the one. Moderna might be the safest short because it's underneath everything right now. It's underneath VWAP.
Safe is it's a tricky word with that stock.
Yeah, maybe if anything, there right now you do have a breakout higher, maybe. Yeah, so
look at 35.
Take that back. That's not looking that safe.
Yeah, look, when I look at that mRNA, I don't know.
Thank you to Daniel K.
I feel like that could really
just so much love that we get from this thing.
I know, and by the way, we are now officially at 85%.
Nothing to do with us. You guys are the ones doing all this.
Everybody is so generous.
We're just trying to spread the
word.
word.
Doesn't that look like 135 could be a bit of a breakout there? But I feel like, I might the trail on BMNR. Like it breaks VWAP, goes down, hits like this higher low, about like a point down, not letting it get back to VWAP. You're seeing a very, very slow grind up or back up in ETH. Like it's not much, but it's almost got to VWAP. It's kind of breaking trend. You've seen it before. Like it'll just be slow, 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 and then it'll build up. So I do have the tight stop is pretty close there. I just don't see anything that's moving a lot right now. Like I pull up what's ADXN? Addicts. Oh, this is no volume. Like there was a halter like 3 minutes ago, but it's done 68,000 shares. Oh, what is this thing? It just started trading like an hour ago or less than an hour ago?
What is it, ADXN? Maybe a new gateway?
Or wait a minute. Oh, there was just so little volume. Look at this. No, this is trading. It just doesn't do volume. Like there's little tiny prints. It was doing 0 volume, and then all of a sudden it started exploding. So anyways, that's a nothing burger. Mexico City Manuel. Is it a good time to buy the dip in Advanced Auto Parts? Well, you tell me. I've never touched that stock. I don't know that I would. Here's what this looks like.
SpaceX at VWAP.
Like you don't dissuade anybody from anything, but let's see, we're down 26%. You lost everything. Like Candy Molinado, you've overshot everything.
Yeah,
you've thrown it over everything. Well, it's broken every level except for the 52-week low. So there's that at 38 here. So usually if I'm advocating, hey, buy the dip when you've gotten quadunked, I'd say at least let it cool down after, like this is, if you have a day of death, and it could be for any reason, right? Like it could be earnings, it could be a fraud case, it could be a short seller report. It doesn't really matter. It's just anytime you have an extreme event like this, it's like give it the cooling off period. Let it hold a level, make a higher low. And the example I'll use, not that it's a good example because it didn't happen, but it's just hopefully this will be able to go far enough back on Alphabet because I want to sort of be able to make the point. Oh, Friday chart syndrome.
Oh, no.
See how slowly it's loading back? Usually it is not like that. I feel like it only does that on Fridays. Whenever you have like a big down day, now I've gone two, now it's going, there we go. Whenever you have a big down day, like Alphabet did with that it was the C-suite shakeup. Like you want to see after it makes that bottom, can it hold some kind of a low and then break back out? Right? If I had a drawing tool, let's say hold a low, put in some higher lows and start breaking back out. But every time it makes a new low, it consolidates and can't break back out. Like it just rejects lower, can't get back to prior highs or prior lows, and it rejects lower, keeps on going down, makes a new low. So when does it consolidate, put in higher lows and break back out instead of trying to catch a falling knife? Because if something bad just happened, unless you just think the market's got it wrong. Like if you have so much conviction in the stock, you're like, well, that story is fugazi. Like sometimes when you have those like the Apple stories that would come from the information or whomever it might be, and you're like, oh, whatever, that's just fugazi. They're never right about that. And then you just go and buy the dip that day. That's a different story. But when it's like earnings or a stock holds down 26% all day long or trends down for multiple days, I think you're just waiting for the market to show that there's some buyers back into it instead of trying to guess. Because if you like something, like if you really, really do like Advanced Auto Parts, and it's down 26%, is it going to matter if you buy it when it's 6%, like it's back to only down 20%? If you like in the long term, you're still going to get it at a discount. You just maybe avoid catching the falling knife and it drops for 2 more weeks and you've got in too early. And I say that as a person who knows for sure that I did this to myself on SpaceX in my long-term account. Like I know better, and I still bought 150. So, thankfully that's well, I wish I could tell you I was also buying at like 110. I didn't. But, everyone does it all the time. You see it drop. There wasn't that good of a reason outside of the fact it was the IPO price to have bought that price. I didn't have a good reason. And now it's like, why not? You could have just bought it as it was breaking back out somewhere here in the 120s and save yourself 25%. It might not matter. Like, I probably won't care that much 5-10 years from now, but you know what? It adds up over time. That's the best way to think about it. If over all of the trades and all the investments you make, it really adds up over time.
Yeah, good talk there. You might, Moderna's at 136, at 135. We're talking about that might have been a breakout. Maybe that was a breakout.
I didn't even have
We did have TLYPO there in the chat saying that, yeah, SpaceX was at VWAP, and that is correct statement as well. SpaceX is at VWAP and now going a little higher. Just not, this TQQQ trade is also not doing anything. It's 16 cents against me, and so would this one be if I had shorted 133s. Now it's starting to go a little bit higher right there. Maybe there's the juice in SpaceX to get going to the upside. It is looking like there are some levels right there. But again, like with everything turning up, I actually prefer the long here in SpaceX. But it's hard. Like I just don't want to take a trade just because we need to do something here, because I'm not sure we do. I think we're having some good talk here as well. Okay, the guy just hit in my ear. UAL. Yeah, you just called it. We have cheese in the chair. I didn't even notice this. Okay, yuck. Here we go. Let's see what cheese is up to over here. You can wait to buy gold, or you can buy gold and wait. Right. Okay.
Well, those are definitely your
either
options.
Or, one hand or the other. Either way, global debt is getting closer and closer to the black hole. Yeah, they just, for the first time ever, we saw 40 trillion yesterday on the U.S. balance sheet. That's cannot, in my opinion, be a very good thing, to hold. So that's going to be a problem. And yeah, I do think that they did say that gold, something about the Russian supply or something like that. Yeah. There's a story there about the Russian gold supply. I read it earlier today. It was something that their redemptions were at the lows or something like that.
This is kind of how this is how it all works.
They're worried about the reserves that Russia had.
Borrow, inflate, crash.
The Russians are coming.
Borrow,
yes,
inflate, crash. It's just the market cycle. Like we all know this is what you print a bunch of money, right? And money is debt. And you get these cycles where gold is going to be good. The question becomes, nobody can ever really, what's going to happen, but who the heck actually, every once in a while it's like, I called that topic. It would be like the housing bubble because they saw some things that could cause the next correction. Okay, so could all of this spending that's happening in the circular nature in AI, could that cause the next major correction because of the bubbles that we build in the global economy? Sure it could. what's going to be that top? Is it going to be like one really bad round of hyperscaler earnings? Is that what's going to cause the top? I don't know. Is it going to be, here's what it could be. What if the first look under the hood for OpenAI scares the living crap out of everybody, and then just it tanks Oracle, then there's this feedback loop, and like that could be it. Maybe that IPO. I just don't know when that's going to be. Sure, it probably happens. That's a tough one. So that's the thing about timing gold is if we've had Peter Schiff on here, like every now and then, like in principle, like I'll agree with some of the fundamental things of what he'll say about money, but you got to play the game. Otherwise, you just miss all the gains. If you're just only in gold all the time, it's not going to work out overall because there's too many gains to be had riding that wave.
And there's no dividend associated with it.
And don't get me wrong, like
I think that's what you mean about holding it. Today, the bond's doing nothing. Yesterday, and overnight, we had some movement. Their nice little move run up to the high side yesterday. We saw that move downside in the market into the close. So we'll see if maybe we can get going here. The ZB right now moving around a little bit. The dollar index as well. If there was a big worry, I just feel here, let's go into 15-minute chart or so. There's the move down right now. That was yesterday, or that was on the 19th. Yeah, it was yesterday, the 20th. So today, a little bit of a move higher there. As we know, the market's down. So, US dollar getting a little juicy to the high side right there right now. But other than that, man, not much going on. And I think that if the debt was that much of a problem, maybe we can go over into it. I do think it's a problem. But if we do go into the daily chart, US dollar, this is the DXY. This is a US dollar index. It's not like this is worth 98 cents or anything, but it's just not really having too much reaction. We're right back to where we were back in April levels right now as well. We weren't unable to, if you look at maybe a monthly chart or, something like that, some of these highs that we just got a recent scare all the way at there, 114, 115. Also, another look at the VIX. You can check out what the VIX is doing. True. And it hasn't been doing a whole heck of a lot lately. Lately, this is a monthly, so let's go over to a daily. I was going to say there's some spikes in there right now, but this is what we're near the lows again. So the market isn't really pricing in too much of a wild ride here either way. So I don't, the market right now seems to be pretty calm. If you did want to hedge some of your positions with gold, I think that's fine. And I wonder if that's what people were doing a little bit there with crypto over the last couple of days. Just they're not involved. Maybe the crypto, as we said, the war on crypto maybe now is over. And maybe you can get some love back into some of those crypto names. Ripple was moving around. XRP was up 10 or 11% yesterday. I think same thing today.
The logic's sound, man. They can't inflate Bitcoin.
That's the other thing. It's and talk about what you were saying about the debt keeps on growing and adding money and adding. Bitcoin only has 21 million coins that are eventually going to be minted, right? So there it is. We sit in this trade and we flush it down. Should have just gone long, but that's why we just sit in here. We watch some of that money. We're obviously still going to be positive on the NASDAQ there, but tried to short it underneath. And it just broke. It broke that level right there. That was the 10s. We give it another 10 cents right into these levels. So really not worth anything there.
How about
Sorry if you guys follow me on that, but I wasn't too convinced of that. This one, Alibaba maybe, and then I just always go back to SpaceX.
Well, I don't think it's a trade.
It's at VWAP. We could go SpaceX short against that high. But then again, we're 45 minutes or 40 minutes now away from those imbalances.
I didn't check to see if there's anything. I don't think there's anything crazy happening at the
Marvell's just...
This is a happy one.
Marvell.
Alibaba goes green. Remember this morning we were talking, there was this down and Walmart down. I don't think it was much of a choice. Which one at the moment seemed like it was better based on the quarter and where it was at. Alibaba, and again, they got hit a little bit, but there were some really good kernels out of that report, especially where they talked about how they're going to be able to recoup a lot of that capex within a couple of years. And I think, look, I feel like the temp bottom has happened here because you're probably closer to, I know we're not there yet, but you're probably closer to focusing on China over what's going on in the Middle East than we were before, even if that's going to be indefinitely. But they can't stay undervalued forever. It's a good one. Roger Noonan, I almost said Newman.
Newman.
That's the thing. I always just want to say Newman. Thank you for the donation, Roger. Another 38. They just keep popping in. And it's like slow and steady. They're anonymous. Another donation.
Not you, Powell. There it is. The money's coming in.
So appreciated. That's awesome.
Yep.
I would tell you that. Oh, I was gonna say there was. iBit was trying to get low for a minute there when the futures were going up. It's still very slowly sliding down, and then ETH, which was bouncing, is not bouncing anymore. Like it's actually continuing to slide like a little bit lower. So for now, I think BMNR is going to be on track. Like the market is continuing to bounce higher, and this has held the lower high. But I'm going to put the trail. Like the trail's already in here, just over 30. If that's the move that we get, that's it. And we'll have to look for something else to move. But there's just not much that you're going to want to force. So if you got questions, let us know. Arthur Axton just in all caps, I want to take some trades. Well, over trading in the afternoon when it's slow can get you into trouble, right? Because if there's not that much happening, you need to find things that have good defined risk to reward. And if you're not moving much, that means where can you find a good trade with a tight stop, right? Like in the case, like risk 10 cents to make 20 or 30, risk 50 cents to make $1, $1.50. Well, it can be more difficult to find when you have the market not moving around. And we're just seeing not that much.
I'm trying to throw some ideas at people. I mean, I'm short SpaceX right now, but again, a quarter of a unit. The most I'll have is half a unit, similar to what we had there on the Qs. So, I mean, we're right into this level right there. I was going to short some more at 20s, give it to 50. So give this one like 50 cents. But by the time I get the half unit, we'll give it about 30, 35 cents there. I know that's not normally on SpaceX. I'm trying to give these names, a name like this, at least a couple bucks or at least $1 and change when it's moving. But right now we'll do that. I do have a bid here at 80 in case it does come down. I mean, we'll take our 15, 20 cents out for a quarter of it just to put some profit in our pocket again because we did give some back there on the TQs, which that long looks to have been cruising, right? Like how in the world would have you thought that this was heading back up to the upside? I think it's just a coin toss right now to decide which way this market's going. So I kind of think it's not really worth putting too much money out. But for those of you that are desperate for a trade, I think Neil was right there. And that is just look for something that gives you a little bit of like, this makes sense for me to go short. Against VWAP. We bounced off of it. And as Brian says, and we have his book here, we talk about it all the time with him too. VWAP is not a line where you say, oh my God, I'm shorting no matter what every time it gets here. We've now seen it act around VWAP for 10, 15 minutes. So I'm going to choose the short. So Pikachu, I choose you, and that would be short. And if it does break 133.50, then we're out again. And yeah, we'll wind up giving back like, 20, 25% of our day on these last two trades just because we're bored. So definitely not a good strategy. And then before we go on whatever that super chat is right there, we do have Marvell on the lookout, in my opinion, here as well. That just broke higher. I want to thank everybody in the chat for that news right there. Marvell was just a surprise when we looked at it early because that move was nice. It kind of happened in the pre-market, started to go. Then it fell all the way back into its levels, and then it's just been bought up since then. I mean, there was a VWAP hold there, nice move higher for Marvell. But then you would say, okay, this move, this name, look, up 4% against the red market, breaking higher. It's a long. Yeah, but I mean, there it is right there. Now you're down from that high, you're down about $1 almost in Marvell. So is it a long? So got to be patient with some of these trades here moving forward.
Yeah, so that's exactly why I just trailed out of BMNR. I think you have to also temper your expectations because like if it goes like the 1%, it goes into the opening range high or low, right? Instead of the wipeout bottom, ultimately you could just get it all out at that low and not try to hit the double up. So I'm going to be out of this. Maybe I want to say if it could break VWAP, there's a hard top up here, which would be so good to play off of. But it's like, does it even have the juice to rise 2% to get there? Like, I'm just not seeing that much movement. Look, first of all, cheese balls. The answer to that question is both, but in the order that you have them, that would be the preference. But the answer is both. Bacon
like if
and
you're looking
beef
for a
jerky.
snack.
Look, bacon is just bacon's bacon. It's gonna be higher on the list for me no matter what. But I love beef jerky.
Adara?
Jerky.
Good protein.
I like beef jerky because the different flavors too. You get like depending on who you're dealing with.
Bacon's just bacon.
Yeah, bacon. I mean bacon. Yeah,
Bacon is
bacon. It's hard. There it is.
Money.
As Sharif would say, give me my money. SpaceX. But there it goes. So, I mean, it's the same for me. This is just a ho-hum situation because it's like the same thing that I was doing on the market that I thought was short. but this one we actually waited for VWAP. So I got to thank TLYPO there in the chat. You know, you gave me this trade. Oh, you didn't give it to me, but you mentioned SpaceX was at VWAP. So I definitely, you know, appreciate that kind of talk there, because that does matter to me, looking for winning trades, obviously. And there it is. We'll take another 73 fill, sorry, right there on the way down. So yeah, you know, that 30 cents. Okay, here we go. That 30 cents that we made or lost on the TQs. We don't quite have as many shares because I was waiting to get a little bit more at 20. So we only have that quarter of a unit. We did wind up losing on half of a unit there on the TQQs, but this, okay. So this is coming back in. I'm bidding 61s right now. Give. Do not stop at 61, my guy. Oh, I got it. Okay, good. Thankfully. Okay, there it is. What's up, 50? Yeah, not really. You know, we didn't get that. We didn't really do anything. We're just sort of celebrating that move lower. So wow, look at that. Like we just got, like thankfully we got 61s. And you know, if you're sitting around at a spot, you can get filled. Like that was the 200, sorry, that keeps calling the 200. That's the 50 period moving average, came right in. We take the fill, rest is history right there. That was a good one there. So I'm out of half. So that was it. Because remember where our stop, you know, so I think that was a decent way of doing it. We got out of like basically 10%, 30%, out of half right now of this trade, potentially looking to reload it, but you know, easy day there. And again, it's in my contract to trade SpaceX, which is not every single day. I don't even know if I have a contract. All the way to the downside, 132.60s coming into play right there. Maybe we can bid down here. 132, we've absorbed that. So let's just go right into here. 130, I mean, it needs to break. I'm already there. 133.25. I'm already there. So if we're here, 132.25, sorry, into this area would be sort of that next move lower. I'm actually going to bid 132.40. I'm going to change that. 132.40s. We'll put a little piece out and see if we can get that one, just in case we swipe a little bit lower. But there you go. One winner, one loser, but we did wind up losing more on the Qs than we made so far on SpaceX. So red afternoon, but you know, having a good time, and the donations keep on flying.
Oh, we keep getting more. If you lose, the super chat.
You die.
If you lose it, you die.
If I lose on the trade?
If you lose on the trade, you die?
Well, then, first of all, every day trader that ever existed was probably
okay.
dead.
First, that's crazy. So you can't lose any money? Well, you're going to put it into, like, no.
I'm putting the cash.
That's what I'm saying. You have to put it in ETF. It's your life.
Sticks around.
Like, your life? You got too much to live for, bro.
I mean, if we're talking about the next, well, obviously, I mean, if
like, I know what you're saying.
Day traders.
What's the safest thing? What's the safest thing that has risk on it? Is that what you're trying to get at? I mean, it seems like that's the spirit of the question, I suppose.
Haha, now, Arthur, you got to super chat again and explain what you mean.
No, because I think he's trying to.
You're talking about right now?
He's trying to ask, like, what's the safest trade that you would think that has some return?
My guy's getting hit on the super chats over here because, a lot of people don't understand this question. I think it's a pretty terrible question.
You don't mean die. You're not being literal.
No. It's not terrible as in that. I mean, there's no context to it. Are we talking about, do you want us to find one right now that we really like? One that potentially we like?
How long do you have to hold it?
Month, the next week. But anyways, I think one of the safest plays, if we're just all joking aside, I actually like this NVIDIA right here. If we're going to talk about something, I think we've built out that, 216 is a pretty decent level. The markets, if we're talking about today again, the market has made, there he is.
A good clarification.
Yeah, that works. That's a good symbol too, LMAO. Not a bad symbol, LMAO. But down into there, I think the futures have maybe made a low there. So I think NVIDIA right now, if you were going to sit in something and hope for a move higher, I think NVIDIA is something that's relatively safe. And then also Apple, I mean, I studied it this morning and I wrote down between 315 to from 315 to 316. That's now broken lower, so I actually like the short. And we talked about that short right there at 316 would have worked, and look how good it would have worked, right? And that was nothing to do with the market. It's actually going oppo the market right now. So I think Apple short is also a good one there, Arthur. So a couple of decent ideas there. And for a long-term trade, I mean,
I was hoping this would be lower, but I was gonna say Freeport, but it's actually back at the highs, so that doesn't. That's no good. Because by definition, I don't think you can have a question like that and want to buy anything at the high. I don't care how good you like it,
that makes sense,
or how much you like it. So this is no longer a value. I'm trying to find something that I like that would be at what I think is a really good buy support. Not really coming up with anything, but I don't want to willy-nilly answer it. This was the first thing that came to mind, but I didn't realize we were cresting back into the top on that. Ian Rispetto, you also have a super chat. What we think about this one? Oh, we have 3 super chats.
Ooh.
But Ian's is, what do you guys think of AMAT at these levels for a long hold position? Look, AMAT obviously didn't have a good go of it on earnings. I think we all saw when it got squashed recently.
Squash.
And
I like squash.
I love squash. For butternut squash, great.
I love it as soup.
That's like my top
Dollop
3
of sour
soup,
cream.
for sure. I'm not a sour cream guy, though.
Boo
Look,
you.
I like AMAT, but remember we were sort of just talking about a lot of things that have broken trend and like the nuts and bolts of some of the AI trade, if it's going to be unwinding. You're so far away from like the 200 here, and it's trending down. It's like if something's trending down, I always want to like let it go to where it's trying to get to is usually my thought. And maybe that's just because I like Lamb better. I don't know. It could be that, but some of me just says like let it continue to try to drop. Like Lamb is not looking any different, but when I look at the 2, it's like if that's what I think about Lamb, it would be hard for me to not say the same thing about AMAT. They're too similar, the charts are the same, and I wouldn't touch this until it retests the 200-period moving average and shows you some kind of a bounce off of that level. It's just the timing doesn't feel right on those names. That's just for me.
right.
Look, I own Lamb.
I was talking about NVIDIA there, so I think you're...
On the rail, you bought Broadcom, NVIDIA.
You got horse sense.
Today for a long
I like those plays.
Yeah,
I like all those. I'm not in love with Broadcom because I don't really understand, but I know Broadcom really hasn't gone down as much.
But they just had the Marvell.
First of all, just a little bit more here as we go. Let's just hit the sirens up, so wake up everybody. More outs there at 60s. SpaceX just came. So I got something out at 80 there. I got another piece at 60, the same level, because we went right back to 133. So now I have 40% left. And we'll see. Okay, go. Yeah, buddy. All right, I'll take a 45 if we can get it. I'm going to cancel the 41s. This is what happens to me. Get too excited. There we go. We punched some 47s. All right, we'll wait still for 45s, but here it comes down in. So there he goes, man. 50 cents. Oh, it's 50. All right, so nice downside move there as it just comes in. So that was a good play. You know, like I said, man, we'll lose a little bit there on the TQs. And look what the TQs have been doing. Just doot. So, oh, man, should have stopped that right there, actually. Was bouncing around, break higher, but we wanted to give it a little bit more room. So there it goes, SpaceX off VWAP. So, oh, yeah, someone in the chat mentioned, I think it was UTLYPO again, that your VWAP on SpaceX is 133.60. I have no idea. Oh, yeah. I'm just going to put one more. Actually, let's just put a bid at 30 and then leave it. Okay.
Because of when it starts.
I was going to say, yeah, depending on where it starts, our VWAP again, you know, for me, it shouldn't really matter that much now because we're later on in the day.
Yeah, but 20-cent difference is
I'm not sure, but yeah, it's just a matter of like my charts start every morning at 7 a.m. So, you know, that's where the VWAP is going to start and populate where it is here. And then, but I just looked at my...
yeah, like on my chart, SpaceX broke VWAP. That doesn't even make any sense.
Oh, it broke VWAP here too. This is a chart that I have 133.02. This is E signal, you know, and that sort of starts at, I think this is 4. This is 4 in the morning. So my E signal chart starts at 4 in the morning, and its VWAP was down at same price, 133.04. So I can't explain to you why they're different, but all of my platforms are the same. So.
I have 133.04 as well. But then here's the scary thing. When you got into that trade, I was like, well, it's not there yet. Because then I have the same chart, and I actually, I show you guys these charts, but I actually rely on my black charts. That's what I look at for most of my trades, because I'll have the stocks.
Well, always bet on black.
No, but I'm trying to figure out, I probably have to restart one of these because it's actually different on 2, and they're both 3-minute charts on the same platform. So my guess is one of them is just missing data, and I have to restart it.
We don't have enough.
Which is what you should do. You should always confirm if you really care that much.
Yeah, no, ask the question because I'm not sure.
Yeah, mine start at 6 a.m. But that should only matter if it's doing a lot of pre-market volume, right? That's the only time it should matter.
Yeah, see, there we go. TCH 4940 says their VWAP is at 132.88. So, you know, at the end of the day, 30, 40, 50 cents. That's why we talk. I mean, look, it does matter.
It's the price area.
Matters.
It's the price area.
But it's right. It's just to look at it and understand what VWAP means. And that's all that's important to me. And, you know, the reason why we look short here was A, because of VWAP, B, because it's down 5%. That's the thing that I liked about this trade, but I like the same reason for the NASDAQ. So one went against me, one went for me. And the other reason is the lockup, right? I mean, this is day, the second opportunity for traders to get in there and sell. That's what we got to do. You're not selling orange juice or orange juice futures, or not doing anything like that there from trading day. But as you can, not trading day.
Trading places.
Trading places. Trading day. Denzel. All right, so
that's a good movie too.
Yeah, I know they're all okay. I'm bidding 30s. We said we'd set it and forget it at 30. Are we going to get it or not? It just printed 31s there, by the way, everybody. There's, you see, comes right. Look at that, 31, 31 half, 31 half, and I'm sitting at 30s. We'll sit. See, now I'm going to change it. This is the problem. I shouldn't be doing this back and forth, but whatever. It's only 5 cents at this point. I'm literally at 36 right now. I'm bidding 36s. So if that does run through, you guys know he's like some ARCA there. It goes right through us. So that's it. That's a good one there. Nice move. Now 65 cents in the money on this trade. As far as halting names, ADXN.
That's a no volume.
That's a no volume. I mean, Neil just went over all these. GRNQ. Yeah, there's nothing going on. Wow, SpaceX.
Well, we'll get to the super chat. Pure ecstasy. What point gets you both in Google long term? Already in it. Already own enough of it. But
I just bought some at 320.
But the answer to the question, and every single time this has come up,
let's get it.
I always leave major trends on my chart. So there was this channel from back in like 2020, start of April 2025, like the April low. It was in an upward channel. Then when it broke out, see how it went parabolic. So that's the support. It's narrowing in on about 300 to 310 is the area. So I'm thinking this can lose the 200 period, and I would still like it down there. I just think like the best mode. Like if we're losing like what stock do I like under the 200 period moving average? It's gonna be something like, the answer is always something like a Google, something like an Apple, where I just feel pretty good about like the 5 to 10 year outlook on the company. So for me, that's what I'm waiting for. Because otherwise, the answer is the 200 period right here. And I own too much of this in my portfolio to be that aggressive. It's the names that I want to add more to that I'd be trying to do that. But yeah, it's at the 200 right now, for sure. We'll see.
All right.
Well, it's a little early.
We can have a look. What is it? It's only 320.
It's just that GDX is on here, and you know gold and silver have been moving. So it's a 1.3 on GDX. I guess CRM's there for 950. But that could be worth a look because gold has been moving around. That reminds me. See, and that made me look at, see, you could have had silver off of VWAP. Should have looked at silver earlier. Strong day. Remember earlier in the morning, we're like, oh, we should have looked at silver instead of iBit. Came in today thinking, hey, iBit continuation. It's not that iBit wasn't a good long, but it was like a small long that lost VWAP. Then it was a breakout that sucked. Then it was kind of like a consolidation over the prior high that really only went like 30 pennies or so. It's just not, it wasn't as parabolic, obviously, as it was yesterday. And then we're just in the wrong spot because silver is a little bit relatively strong. I don't know if there's time. We're not going to get VWAP again. It's 320. So that's probably done.
On silver?
No, the market's not moving enough that I think there's enough time for it to bounce off VWAP again and give you a long. So we missed the opportunity.
Reports.
Maybe DRAM has a chance to bounce off VWAP. That's legit. DRAM ETF is close to VWAP. I might go long.
I mean, if you got to get those TPS reports in. That's the one thing.
I love that.
You got to make sure that you get those in. So I know you're watching the SpaceX trade, but get those in right there. Go watch Office Space, everybody, as well. Good one. And Jennifer Aniston in that movie. Pretty legit. Okay, so what else going on? We'll cancel that one there. Okay, so see you later. Bye-bye, TPS reports. Yeah, LFG. I mean, hopefully you're with me on it. But it's just a VWAP trade. So something pretty simple there as we continue to go a little bit lower. Okay. A name that's, maybe a bit at 90, right? We saw it hit 90 today, and that was it for Intel. So we did have that question about, one trader, you're dead. I mean, Intel's been, I don't know if Intel 90 is the thing, but it held today. So we could, see if that happens tomorrow for Intel. Oh.
No one's putting their life, you're
not putting your life in Lip Bhutan's hands? Okay, so.
Absolutely not.
Come on, man. I might as well. Why not?
I like Intel. I own Intel, but I don't like that.
Who better? Uber, right there.
I'm dying
we put in to his name's Dario or Daria?
Daria.
What's Daria?
It's Uber. Daria, right?
Dario.
It's Dario.
Wait, no, the CEO of Uber?
Yeah.
No, it's Dara Khosrowshahi.
Oh,
Dara Khosrowshahi. Dara. Yeah, that's right. President Trump screwed it up.
Thank you very much, Dara.
That's right. Dario's the answer.
Dara.
Dara. Yeah, so there it is. But anyways, Uber, I think, is at a very key level right now. I mean, maybe, this is what I said last time it was up here. I was like, oh, maybe it's going to break out and we don't need to get out of it. But we've finally taken out now and closing the first time in forever. Shout out to our good Frozen fans there. I will never, ever do that again. 80, so this is the first time since December. Thank you, Michael. The first time since December that we've closing above, if we do.
And Jinx.
Well, yeah, I guess it's not impossible, right? 77.24. 35 minutes to be true, Uber. Can we hold above the 200 period moving average in a closing date?
Yeah.
Okay, it'll be the first time since December. Hopefully none of your charts will look different than this because it should all be the same. There was the last time it closed was December the 3rd above its 200 period moving average. It then went on a nice little run there from 87 up to 93. And then like a rock, like a Chevrolet there, it dropped all the way into the side of $70. And now we are finally looking like, yeah, I mean, as Neil always makes these ridiculous bets and comments, you know, I too will eat a pineapple pizza if this goes below.
You don't dislike it. So
be quiet, Neil. 77.25.
You eat a pineapple pizza just because you like it.
Yeah, I don't mind.
You have to eat something you don't like.
Pineapples by itself, I like it with the banana peppers.
Yeah.
I feel like you got to counteract
wings on
that sweetness. Yeah, I cannot wait. Yeah, Saturday's going to be a lot of fun.
There it is. He found it.
There it is. What's up,
Fabian.
Tom? How's it going, Tom? There it is. How's it going? This is when we were watching the Super Bowl together, and he was telling me, buy BMNR, everybody. There it is right there.
You know what's wild? The very beginning.
Boom! That was a good one. Yeah, high five, my guy.
When that AI Sean turns to the side, you look more like Mike sometimes.
Oh, my brother?
The side profile. There's a couple moments where I see Mike. There's a couple times I see, like there I see you, and then when it's a side profile, I start seeing Mike.
Yeah, there you go. Were we getting some popcorn there? High five. We got everybody into BMNR. Good job, guys. And that was, so if you want to check out, thanks for finding that. If you want to check out BMNR when we were high-fiving each other, I got to check it because it was on, it's on the Amex now. It wasn't.
No, now it's on the New York.
It's on the New York. So this is back in February when that's July. So back there when Super Bowl was going on back in February. So I guess it was like a $30 stock. It's not that bad right now, $22. We did have a nice comeback in BMNR as well. So that would be a good little level there to look at for. I mean, Bitminers going to the upside. Or wait a minute, BMNRs. Yeah, Bitmine. Yeah, Bitmine. So trying to hold. This isn't horrible either. I think Ethereum has a place, right? I mean, Circle is. Who was it? It's XAI. I think isn't there a story about XAI using stablecoins?
Yeah, so it's actually, I think, like X, like the social media. Basically, they're considering a program because you know how they do their reward payouts for creators. It's a very convoluted process. I love reading brochures, so I read through it, and honestly, I kind of got lost in the sauce. But they're apparently going to be using, or at least having the option to use stablecoin payments, including Circle's USDC, but not exclusively, it was my understanding, for paying out creators for their whole like creator payment thing. Now, if you're wondering, hey, how do I get paid as a creator on X? I think you have to set it up if you have a blue check, which you have to pay for.
Okay, there you go. We're just hearing in our ear that US, and yeah, so I think that's interesting. I do believe in the stablecoin business and think that is a part of the story here in crypto land, right? I think the more use cases for those stable coins, whether or not it's payments like this to creators, whether or not it's payments out on gambling sites or Kalshi or something like that, I do think that there is a spot for USDC and stable coins. So yeah, Circle again, right back to 60, man. Those have been some key levels. And if you sort of zoom back out, this is where we IPO'd. Was 60, looks like it's 69. Is that what it's showing right there? Yeah, 69 and change there for that IPO. And that's been a good base. So yeah, you'd had to wait over a year. We IPO'd back in June of 25. I mean, obviously forget about the first couple of days. You can see SpaceX, see Webull, see any stock basically that came with some hype. And then it fell right back into buyable levels. So Circle, definitely a name. I'm going to...
What levels?
69 was, I thought where it IPO'd, but it looks like 60 was a good base.
I thought
now
it's
up to 82.
Is that where it IPO'd?
Well, this is what, I mean,
I guess it was.
That's what this is showing.
Yeah, no, you're right.
68.75 maybe?
I must be mixing it up with the
Probably
the
ask
IPO.
a large language model there.
The problem is with
Sharif literally asks these LLMs everything.
It's the IPO trade, because what will happen is like the way we trade the IPO is like the same way every single time. So it's really easy to blend one with another. So one that I remember taking the opening print at 140 does like the same thing that one that was at 80. So I'll mix the two up, not even realizing it. So I think that's what I'm thinking. But what Apple, huh? What? What are you doing, Apple? Apple's not in the gates of hell because
I'm tightening
it
the
dropped
SpaceX stop, by the way.
But this is starting to get a little bit precipitous. And then at the same time, and yeah, we wanted Sean to say 69 again. Micron is trying to break out, but I'm already zoomed out because I have my eyes on DRAM in that 57.5. Look where Micron is. We're at yesterday's highs. It's 330, so we're coming up on the close in the imbalances. That's a time where you can look for a reversion. So the level that I liked all day long on DRAM was this top right here, 57.5. And because Micron's at the high, obviously Micron is not the only thing in DRAM. All of them are. But yeah.
Uh-oh, we're getting set up for
something.
something.
We are.
Every time I see Tiffany over here, setting up the camera.
Well,
it's almost about that time.
You know what's
see
up.
Somebody in the background getting set up.
Who might it be?
I see him trying to smile. He's not sure if he wants to smile.
He's
or
too
not.
professional to
He's
smile.
getting
You
ready
can't
to
crack
go.
him up.
We almost. Almost. All right, just real quickly there, we are about to go get a little bit of an update in behind there, so get ready for that. Yeah, I just took something out on the 50 period there at 70. It's falling back in. I was going to tighten it up. I have 15% left. Now we did have 20. We had 17. Now we have 15. So I'm, a couple more tranches out on the way down, and just didn't want to wind up losing. But that was like that. This is awesome to take that fill down there at 132. So we're pretty happy about that as we get some of our orders all set up here and ready to rock and roll on SpaceX. So I'm actually going to take this out on a break of the high, 133.29. I was going to average into that spot, but I'm not going to anymore. So I've canceled my stop, 133.29. Out of the last little bit, if we get stopped out there, we get stopped out there. So that's what we're going to watch out for on SpaceX. Just a petit peu, small little piece of the pie coming out there for SpaceX. Yeah, I've been watching at night now. We, just laying in bed, whatever. We're on Trailer Park Boys. Season 1 again, just watching all that. That show is, I know, Joe, but it's just so stupid, that show.
It is one of the, no, it's not. That's a great show.
It's those cheeseburgers, man. Randy with those cheeseburgers there.
No, it's all about Mr. Leahy, man.
Yeah, unfortunately, he passed away.
I know, but that actor was unbelievable. He's one of the most convincing. It's just a great character.
What is the high, before we go over to the desk, I just want to see, what is the high? I think another trade, and it's 332. Bitcoin won't be affected by these imbalances, but I just wanted to say,
never know.
This one, no, because we've seen it with millions. It does, the actual coin has to move for someone to come in and buy Bitcoin.
True.
So it's not, but anyways, 41.30. I just wanted to say that is not a horrible trade either. Taking out the high of the day on Bitcoin. I mean, iBit's up 6% right now. And it's just, I always think about things like, you got to ask yourself, does anybody actually want to be, short Bitcoin? We saw what it did overnight yesterday. Could do the same thing tomorrow or tonight into tomorrow. So, watching out for iBit. All right, you've seen him in the background with Adara getting all set up and ready to rock and roll. Let's go find out what this content's all about in the back with Adara and One.
Yeah.
Time to talk about what the Asian markets did last night. And from what I can see on the screen, it looks like they did pretty well.
Yeah, definitely. There are Asian markets rebounding last night, of course, led by South Korean chip and tech gains, as well as stabilization in global bond yields. So let's get straight through the South Korean Kospi up by nearly 6% overnight. Chip makers led the rebound with Samsung up 9.5%, and they reported that there's going to be a $72 billion shareholder return. So that's exciting news for shareholders there. While SK Hynix, they led the tape with 12.8% gain, a record $29 billion buyback and cancellation plan in the works for them. So this helped lift sentiment across Korean memory stocks as well as the broader market, which saw gains in SK Square by 11.35%. Over in Japan, they were also up by 1.36% today, the Nikkei 225. A pullback in, of course, global bond yields helped Japan's 10-year yield eased to 2.84% after a 30-year high of 2.95%. Now, Japan's July trade deficit also widened on record crude oil imports, although their export growth stayed robust on strong AI chip demand. So some of the heavyweight names from Japan that made gains last night were Kioxia Holdings up by 6%, Advantis up by 1%, SoftBank also up by 3.1%, and Nintendo up by 2.5%. Now, as we head towards the open for the Asian markets, take a look at the South Korean Kospi. They're currently testing resistance at 6,900. Watch that opening volume, especially for Samsung and SK Hynix. If foreign funds keep on buying some memory stocks into the Kospi, or if algos will trigger some pre-weekend profit taking. And finally, of course, Brent crude is on the topic right now, currently pushing $93 per barrel. Check, of course, if any news on those U.S. escorts in the Strait of Hormuz will help lower Brent crude, and that will definitely benefit that of Asian logistics and supply lines. Over to you, Adara.
Yeah, you can find more here with One and I about these different international markets, 11:30 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. and One will discuss the European and Asian market sessions respectively. Before we go back to the guys, keep an eye on Netflix and AMC here, possibly as I get a report from Variety, this came out literally 5 minutes ago, that Netflix and AMC are teaming up to co-produce a series. So this is apparently the first time these two groups have teamed up for a co-production. It's going to be co-written by Shane Black, who's a well-known screenwriter if you're involved in the space. So nice pop for Netflix here. Back to you.
Netflix got the pop?
Yeah, AMC not doing too much.
No, AMC.
We just got it. I'll throw.
My brain goes completely different. I go like, oh, AMC might move.
Yeah, AMC, the well-diluted name. Do not ask Michael Noss anything about AMC.
He hates that stock.
Not. Actually, I'm going to next time. I'm going to ask him. Tomorrow, join us tomorrow morning when Michael Noss will be on, and I will ask him about AMC, okay? So get ready for that. Get ready for some fireworks. All right, so 132.50 right there. Yeah, we'll do it, man. Let's go bang on that one. So it's a good trade. I mean, it's a good trade only because it's working, but SpaceX, we're getting lighter and lighter now. Just under 10% left now of this initial SpaceX trade, which wasn't huge to begin with. But we're trying to make back a little bit of what we lost there on this trade, which was the only other one that we had so far. And wow, were we wrong on that. But hey, you know, like I said, one trade and dead, I'm dead. But the thing about this one is at least we may have only blown off one of our legs, because the thing is like, if we hold it all the way, then our account would be in a little bit of trouble. But, you know, maybe we shouldn't talk so about this, but yeah, I guess at the end of the day, if I'm dead, I'm dead. But you're right, Joe. But right there, minus 1 cent apparently, according to that one, was wrong. But that's why you want to get out, right? We said, and it was up to Sean and everybody in the chat there that was saying, like, if shorting quiet markets does tend to go higher, and that's something that I generally say, so I'm not even sure why we did that, but I talked about why, right? We had this area there, looked like it was going to the downside. I thought the market, was, down 1%, could have extended. I'm glad we've bounced back a little bit. And I don't know if that iBit trade has continued to work a little higher. Yeah, it might not get too much action. We're now 12 minutes away from the imbalances.
Yeah, which does make a little bit time dependent. But Micron has crested at that top. So as long as this wasn't breaking out, I wanted to take a shot under the 57.50 level on DRAM. Like, this is the level I like.
Okay.
I'm still taking a break.
Here we go, Neil.
I'm going to be short into VWAP. What's
I actually did mean to interrupt there because we finally...
Why does his look better than mine?
Don't worry why Obi's looks better, okay? Maybe his mom made it for him. We don't know, but we're going to wait to see what Obi thinks about the butter
way
chicken.
More sauce on his butter chicken.
It does? I mean...
Than my plate.
Because I got the sauce.
He's got the sauce, he said.
No, that doesn't even...
right there. But anyways,
you know what I'm talking about. Ours didn't have that much sauce on it. Because my complaint was I didn't have enough sauce.
Here, Obi. Do you have Obi's camera? No, yeah, just so we can show what it looks like.
It looks so much better.
Yeah, the middle. There we go. Yo, Joe, you doing some homework over there? There it goes. Yeah, so there's the butter chicken with the rice. I mean, I enjoyed it. Did you rate it today, or you weren't allowed?
It was average.
Okay, here we go. Sia, yes.
That's not what mine looked like.
Apparently you're allowed, so go ahead, Sia.
Or do you want me to rate it?
Yeah.
Rate.
Like, no, it doesn't have to be exactly. Was it good? Was it okay? Was it average? I mean, it doesn't.
It was not bad. I just told Obi that it tasted a lot like tomatoes and not actual butter chicken. It was too much gravy and not a lot of cream, which butter chicken is literally cream more than anything. So.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought mine. It was weird. I thought mine was a little bit too dry. Like, it's from the same category. We should all got.
I was
the same, but
yeah.
anyways,
I was gonna give that like a 7 out of 10.
yeah, it was
I thought
very average.
Pretty. Who did that?
Joe.
Come on, Joe. Listen, Joey homework over there. He just got to stick with what he's doing over there. I don't, writing some stuff down. So we do appreciate that one there. Yeah. So, anyways, butter chicken was for lunch, and I hope Obi enjoys his meal.
He will enjoy it.
Sure.
So,
We want to thank Obi. I mean, Obi's kicking in for Sharif. We hope Sharif's
he'll be all week too.
traveling well as he went across the pond. Our main guy there.
He probably had, as he said, he was going to have a
butter
brew.
chicken, an English dish.
He was
I'm
gonna
sure
have a
there's
brew
many
at the-
English restaurants crushing butter chicken.
Hold on a second. Was it food? Yes. Was it butter chicken?
Was it butter? Well, now you're typing
No,
like
first
you.
of
I
all,
can never spell anything.
That's
properly.
not even that's not even how you spell chicken.
It's fine. We get the idea.
Like, of course, it was still butter chicken. Like, you know how bad something has to be for it to lose its classification? It was still butter chicken. Okay, it was not that bad. I'm just saying it doesn't make any sense to me how we all get individual plates and somebody gets one that's vastly different from everybody else.
We have a classic
That
Canadian
doesn't seem very fair.
and or American dinner tonight because I talked to the wife. She told me what she was out doing. She was out buying the goods. And because we have baseball tonight, she didn't buy it at Farm Boy, my guy. Don't worry, Joe. I haven't told my wife about Farm Boy yet, Joe, so don't worry. We're having, before the game, grilled cheese tomato soup. Yeah.
You know what? That's one of our go-tos before baseball too.
Yeah,
that's a good
that's a
one.
pretty classic.
Yeah.
Easy to make. Like I'll get home around 5-ish, and then maybe a little bit earlier. Do whatever. We got to leave for about 6:30. Be at the Diamond for 7, and game 8 to 10. And a little bit of grilled cheese and tomato soup is a popular dish. But Gia, with her fractured thumb, will be cheering on today. So, all right.
Hopefully it heals fast. But that being said, I'm not sure you deserve a good meal after the spirit of the league violation that you pulled in fantasy last night. I wasn't gonna say anything, but Sean literally managed to get somebody to trade a starting quarterback in a 2-quarterback league for $6 waiver dollars.
Ask yourself this.
2-quarterback league.
Here, Neil, gun to head. Take a 0 or start Kirk Cousins. I mean, come on. This Kirk Cousins.
I don't care. He's a starting quarterback. You $6 on a $100 budget? That's ridiculous.
You know you everybody thought. He offered it.
We have a thing called Spirit of the League where they could trade so bad, so you just type in league, Spirit of the League. Come on, son.
It is surprising that he did give that away because I was going to draft with pick 5 on Saturday.
I know he sucks, but
it's
worth more than $6 waiver dollars.
I know. That's what I think I was thinking.
I would have.
First of all, he offered it for 5. And then we realized that a waiver wire pickup costs $3.
I got 2 firsts for Tyler Show like a month ago. That owner must be kicking himself.
Why? Tyler Shuck, by the way.
I don't care.
But the thing is,
you think I care? Look, I got Mahomes and Josh Allen.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't care how it's pronounced.
Herbert, Love.
I'm good at
the stupid Browns quarterbacks. Those guys are.
I even heard about the Browns thing. I was actually reading about it because I was really curious. I heard they're between a rock and a hard place, and neither.
Are you more about Deshaun or Shador?
Whose side am I on?
Yeah, you want Deion Sanders' kid, which would be Shador.
Shador's younger.
Much.
Because I didn't realize that the Browns guy, Deshaun Williams, correct?
Watson.
Sorry, I knew it started with a W. Deshaun Watson. He's like what? He's 30, which I'm not saying is old, but for football is older. So maybe you give Sanders a chance, but either way, neither of them sounds like they are the spryest quarterback in the world.
No, they're not.
There's also one other thing that
Deshaun Watson
that
caught up in a little bit of stuff.
Throw around here. He's just not a good human being.
Yeah, he was in
How about that?
Massage Gate.
Let's leave it at that.
Massage Gate.
There's other gates too.
We made just there you go. So.
Yeah, he's
massage.
Call it like it is.
We used to have a graphic of you, and I thought you looked like Deshaun Watson. This is before.
No, we did. I asked Fabian where it went. It was the puke one.
Yeah,
it was supposed to be like if a stock is puking, and then it was my face puking, and it looked just like Deshaun Watson. I'm actually glad we don't have it anymore because it did look too much like that guy. And you know what? I know people can be fans of stuff, and it's not that big. Whatever. You can still be a Browns fan.
Oh, yeah.
Even if they have a quarterback.
Cleveland Browns and the Jets, man, just feel for those.
I have genuine pity for Browns fans. Genuine pity.
They've started like in the last 20 seasons. They have like literally 18 starting quarterbacks on day one. Or
Look,
something
man,
like that.
we had J.P. Lossman, we had Trent Edwards.
You had E.J. Manuel.
E.J. Manuel.
The Packers have had 3 quarterbacks the last 25 years.
Believe me, I understand.
3.
I know what it's like.
Yeah, we don't know what it's like.
No, the Packers obviously.
You got to draft, and now you drafted properly. You got Josh Allen. I mean, sometimes quarterbacks are hit and miss, right? Because what they do in college. I think Arch Manning, I don't know, we'll see.
He didn't have a good year last year.
I know. So he's going to be a big guy to look out for this coming year. All right, I'm going to take one more piece right now on SpaceX at 63s just because the imbalances are coming out. Hopefully we get that bid at 63, and we'll take another piece out and hold 5%. And there it is. So we'll just hold it for the dream. So we'll take that. Speaking about money, who wants to see what the top traders are making here at Real Trading? Well, if you say you don't, then close your eyes because I'm going to do it anyways. Right here. Let's go. Who's making the money? What the hell?
Moderna.
I don't know if it's going to be Moderna or not, but maybe.
Oh, no, Amex. Sorry, I didn't see Amex.
I mean, but could be Moderna there. Who knows? But anyways, maybe it's Moderna. 100%. $85,000 yesterday for somebody.
But they all have
Yeah, okay, we did that already, my guy. All right, 55,000 to the short side. To the short side, I was watching the market here. 55.26 Turkey. So somebody, we've seen one trader that's made a lot of money here continue to trade the Turkish markets. Amex. So it must have been something. Somebody figuring something out in Turkish markets, my guys, right there. So that's a nice move there for the Turkish markets. Amex. So that's who's making all the money there. And if you had some of that, then you did have a chicken dinner winner yesterday, regardless of what you had for your dinner.
Gold and silver
dinner winner.
Maybe.
The gun to the head trade, I did mention NVIDIA. It's coming right back. Oh, well, yeah, look at that. Right on VWAP.
As long as it wasn't Apple.
I did say short on Apple. What is it doing?
Apple's dying right now.
Oh, okay. So, that was that 316 break. That,
I don't have
the flat bottom break there of the day. Yeah, Apple getting crushed. So there it was. That was another gun to head there. I said short Apple. Okay. Working out, so I live to see another day on that move. We should have just shorted that instead of SpaceX. Wow. This name has been really... Is there maybe a story about Apple or something? Did they lose like a key stakeholder or something? Like, this is a nice move, like just straight down when the market has been going up. Apple's been doing this.
It doesn't normally do that.
So,
I'll tell you that much.
Okay. Maybe we'll have a look at that tomorrow. Apple bucking the trend hard here this afternoon. Look, sometimes we see stock where, market's down 0.7, Apple's down 1.3. So, if you look at it in a bigger frame, you'll be like, oh, well, they're kind of the same. But this is really started to kick lower.
It's distinctly different. It's like they're, go ahead.
Sorry, I looked into it, and social media is pretty dead. There's not a lot of people tagging this. There's no news that I can find, but it is continuing to drop. So if I see anything, I'll keep you posted.
And it happened right when like memory names have been going higher. Like Micron's pulling back. Why isn't DRAM falling further? No, it's like memory's been going strong. The other name, you can see Micron, we're in DRAM, but Marvell tapped 250. So, well, never mind. Jinx, Neil. It was above 250 the last time I called it up, which was a couple of minutes ago, but it's actually pulling back with 2 minutes to the imbalances. So maybe it's more of this whole rotation thing when some strength late in the day came into a few AI names, like, I don't know, like Apple gets the sell-off. We've seen that story before a little bit. Maybe that's just it. Still nothing on the early looks. Remember, it was GDX for $1 million and CRM for $1 million. It's still GDX and CRM for $1 million. Carvana's $800,000 to buy, but with 2 minutes to go, how exciting is that? Carvana. Hey, Carvana's volume is actually picking up this afternoon. Maybe this ends up being something. Oh, that's right. The split, not split adjusted our charts, but that could be something. 800 or 900,000. It's done less than 10 million shares on the day, so. Currently, the imbalance is more than 10% of the day's volume, which I like that. If it's more than 10% of the volume, then it's significant, in my opinion. And easy peasy, before we get the imbalances, we get a super chat from you. Oh. There you are. The 0.2%, the 5 bills. AI auto trades should be treated like Tesla full self-drive with geofence. I made error set buying power high AI went by and onto no volume, bad spread, got lucky. Oh, okay. Hey, you know what? I actually had this conversation with the trader it was Wayne, who didn't have that much of Moderna. But it was basically on the lines, it's like, yeah, sometimes the first thing he said is how lucky he got because he took a small play in Moderna and some technical
yeah.
And it just so happened to do what it did yesterday. And he's like, yeah, sometimes you got to put yourself in a position to be lucky.
But the only thing I was going to say is how many times are you doing that, right? Like, you could put yourself in position right now to get lucky on something. I mean, you could buy Apple right here. It's obviously it's down. Doesn't necessarily mean that tomorrow. Like, I just wonder how many times that guy takes shots like that, right? Because that's a huge payday. Like, that could cover 50 incorrect plays or more. Okay. Shoot. The imbalances are out now. I didn't even. Here we are waiting for it, and I don't even have it. Okay, so here we go.
I got it. ETH is a 4 million buy.
Yeah,
Walmart,
wow, Walmart buy.
I just sort of punched out like it had to be buy imbalances.
Look at Walmart right there, man. Nice buy there on Walmart. Look at that. That's why you do not. And out of SpaceX soon. That must be, well, whatever. Yeah. We just got filled there on SpaceX. Buy. It just made a move there.
No. It's like
I don't even care about this stock anyways at this point. But there it goes right now. Nice move higher there for SpaceX. Nice move higher for Walmart. Ethereum, like even though it has that big bid, as I had said many times before, it ain't going to matter when you get ETH or iBit bids or offers. There goes Bitcoin 92.5. Again, that's Intel. Did I say iBit? MSTR with a buy. That could move the stock for sure because that's an equity. So we can wait to see that. There it goes. So MSTR upside there. GDX, the gold miners. We had some good talk about gold recently. So if that starts to go up there's your Carvana. You just mentioned that. NVIDIA with a late day sell off in NVIDIA. Just bumped it down 40 cents. We have news. Okay, let's go. Sorry, I missed that. Let's go over to Adara.
So NVIDIA here dropping a little bit as we head into the last 10 minutes of Power Hour. In case you guys missed it, during the midday, around when we got this pop up here to 218s, we did have a report from the information suggesting that NVIDIA was working on and preparing to sell some LPUs in China. NVIDIA said the information report is incorrect. They don't have any LPUs in China. They have no LPU business in China, and they're not trying to work on LPUs in China. No, this is significant because off the top of my head, this is at least the second NVIDIA report as of late from the information that NVIDIA has denied. So I'm not saying that the information is inaccurate, but I'm saying there's a pattern of specifically reports from the information being denied by NVIDIA. And this is not a pattern that I've noticed with other outlets and NVIDIA, save for one Bloomberg article 2 years ago.
Thanks, Adair, as always. Yeah, I mean, overall, the market, not that big for the imbalance. There's a couple of names like you saw there. I don't know, I saw all the buys and just punched out flat of DRAM. It was actually heading down, but I don't know, if I see that many B, and you're in an ETF that's like tech related, it's like, I just punch out. I'm not going to take the chance. I don't even need to see it. The Walmart one, I think, is the one that stood out the most, obviously.
Amazon coming back.
It's not obvious, but try to remember, even if Walmart does something crazy here at the close, bouncing into VWAP, but they're still down 9% after what was a disappointing quarter, and that also was a flat bottom break. So any reprieve it gets here doesn't take it out of the woods, in my opinion. I still think there's a chance at that 100 level that we're talking about. It obviously didn't get to 100 today for a bounce, but it got pretty darn close, 103. I still think we have a chance to see that tomorrow on Walmart. And it is going to be SSR day 2. Because whenever a stock is down 10%, that short sell restriction rule, the uptick rule goes into effect for that day and the following day. So the uptick rule is in effect tomorrow on Walmart, which makes me like that 100 bid. Assuming it gets there, although it's running away now. So up a couple bucks from the bottom on Walmart. Not a bad one, but it's still getting smoked.
Yeah, that's why I was like, if you like it, you could buy it at 103, 104, and then you don't have to worry about what happens tomorrow, but you can buy 10% or so if you do like that one. Apple catching a bid down here, but not in the stock. Over 23 million shares today. Apple not really liking their bid that just came through there today. So that's getting lower and lower and lower. And like we said, man, we don't really have a story for anything for why Apple is doing this. But yeah, it does look foolish why we're not short Apple. When we got out, I mean, Apple's a very good stock for me today. It's actually my highest P&L stock because it was the Qs, was with the TQQs, but then we gave some back shorting it. And then, gave some back shorting the market. This is Apple, of course, so this will now still be number one, and that's after going long today. but just making sure that you get stopped out once that level breaks, and then going short. That's tomorrow's trade today, is going short. When we come back on air of levels that wind up breaking that were been solid all day. That could be something there, because it went complete oppo of the market there, Apple. So I don't know what's going on with that one. SpaceX really mooned, pun intended there.
What?
That one's better. Because we have the one that says USA as well. That one's kind of crazy. But do you have that one?
I do actually have it. It's the Mars one.
But so look at SpaceX, man. I mean, we had 5% left. So that worked out fine as that started to go a little high side there on SPCX. So, watching out for that name here into the close, very interesting. It takes out 135. Maybe the market's gonna be okay. You just said Micron.
Micron high day. Look at the
Marvell
setup on these memory names. 3-day highs could get tested. We're gonna gap above these tomorrow. You're not gonna get a chance.
Oh my guy, Marvell.
Look at these break levels. This is DRAM, which we were shorting. 3-day highs on DRAM, probably SK Hynix. So if you're not SK Hynix is underneath. Never mind. So Micron, DRAM, I don't care. Memory names tomorrow, they're looking like a really good breakout setup. There's only one problem with that. What's my least favorite day for breakout trades? Fridays. I hate breakout trades on Fridays.
Should be interesting.
The best day for breakout trades it's like Monday. I think that's where you want it, because there's the week of possibilities. More people looking to maybe take new positions, that kind of idea. Friday, too much shaking in and out because of options expiration. So, but they're all still there. That DRAM breakout hasn't happened yet, but I think we can get it potentially tomorrow. Oh, Marvell did get back above 250.
Yeah, Marvell.
I jinxed it. I was like, oh, look at Marvell, and it was losing 250 by the time I got there.
Yeah, no, Marvell's been great right there, as my wife messaged me. 4 more minutes left in the market. Thank you, Marisa. 251 right there. Nice high for M to the Arvel. Okay, SMCI, good trading today on SMCI. Just went long early. Did have that, similar move to Apple, but Apple happened now. SMCI goes all the way bottom 35.60 right there, as they claim their own internal audit shows nothing. So that's good. But the market doesn't really believe that, as they're down with the market today. And we'll see what happens tomorrow to SMCI. I think that's worth looking at. Wow, this SpaceX, man, really got booster jets. And I didn't really see anything here for SpaceX. It was there it is. This must have got bigger.
It wasn't
right there. It definitely wasn't there.
It was 170,000 when I first saw it.
Yeah, so forget about lockup today. Some cash has been locked up, and it's going in to SpaceX. So SPCX, nice move there nice move. I mean, this is since 48. This is now 10 minutes of just all upside candles right now. So that's a good one. Congratulations to SpaceX shareholders that bought that one near the end of the day. There's no way, and you know what? Amazon at the end of the day, yuck. It's so funny because Obi's right beside me here. Obi for a year, maybe it was longer, I'm not sure, only really looked at Amazon, right? So, and there goes Amazon right there, 261 down to 260 flat. Is that the low day there on Amazon? Let me get rid of this just to see. Yes. So they're just like Apple there, Amazon making lows as well, coming in now for Amazon into the low
Apple
of
311.
the day. Amazon's interesting
They're
too.
selling, it's like high. Selling mags, and they're busting out the memory names right now.
Yeah, I mean, no earnings coming through. Tomorrow's being Friday, so really interesting to see what winds up happening there and why some of the Mag 7s are getting hit. The name that I'm least impressed with in my portfolio here, and it's way too overly positioned for me, is Meta. I mean, Meta continues to be bad. It's just like, I'm pretty nervous about Meta because of these breaks. Like breaking through 520, gets a problem. We wicked off of that during that Leo bottom there, the situational awareness, got that into 520. We have held that Leopold low, as I hear the guys behind us talking about it. So, but yeah, 520 and change there coming in play for Meta. I mean, that will be interesting. That could actually happen tomorrow. So let's pay attention to Meta tomorrow around 520.
At least Google didn't drop the way that some of these other mags are. The way you're seeing Apple, what you're seeing over there in Amazon, not so much for Google. And because obligatory reference to Microsoft, that actually held up pretty well as well. But they're all sells going into the end of the day.
Right.
Like, there's no question about that. Like, you know where the selling is coming in. That's why we're so stagnant. Like, the futures aren't moving because you have enough dragging us higher to end the day. But with 1 minute to go, let's just see how far Micron goes. Why not? 975 already, maybe even higher. I forgot about Moderna. Moderna's going to close at 133, it looks like. So down 24% from Moderna. But you know what? Moderna's story, I don't think this is just, it's like a couple of days and it's over. It was way too big of a thing. The volatility is probably going to stick around with this for a week, at least a week, maybe even longer than that. Great volume, almost 100 million in volume. There's just too many people that would have been caught so far offside with this. And then they're like, oh, let's make some new bets. I think it's way overvalued. Or no, there's so much more upside. So I think it's going to be a lot more fun at Moderna for a while. Here as we get to the closing bell and we ring it in 3, 2, and 1. And because I don't see anything, I'm going to say it's brought to you by Fabian, who is going to be cutting that quaff in just 1 week. And we have hit over 4,300. So we're now like 87% of the way to the 5,000 goal. Thanks everybody for contributing. And if you want to still do it, you can scan the QR code, check the link in the description, all going to a fantastic cause.
All right, bing bong. We are now closed on the day there. The NASDAQ down 0.68, the ES down, this has been a minute, I think, that the ES has been lower than the NASDAQ, maybe. ES down 0.8 right now, NASDAQ down 0.68. A lot of that has to do with, obviously, those memory names coming back to life there at the end of the day. Obviously, more heavily weighted there into the NASDAQ 100 than it would be into the S&P 500. So, yeah, all right, man. It's 4:01 right now. Thanks to Obi today for starting his week. He's on a week
all
now
week
with us, filling in for Sharif. So, hope you guys enjoyed the midday show. Obi will be there with Joe, for the next 4 days now. Thank you to One as well, Tiffany, Andre, Fabian, and Ramin, Brendan, Adara, and Sia. So, yeah,
everybody.
It's been definitely a good one. So just
shout out to Rahim Alani, our guest.
Oh yeah, thank you. There's Sia and Rahim Alani, exactly as well. All right, so my plans are baseball. Yours are
Heal up, Gia. Well, no baseball today, but my daughter's in a drama camp, and then tomorrow, like at the end of the week, they do like it's a play. I didn't realize how big it was. I was running lines with her last night. It's like 12. It's like a 12-page script.
Okay.
So I'll probably be doing that. She once she gets in her mind to like practice something,
and she's got to do it.
So yeah. So we're gonna be running lines for sure. Because she loves once she loves doing something, it's like okay, she's gonna want to run those lines over and over again, which is fine. So I get to play like all the other characters. And
yo, Sia, what are you doing tonight? Is your mic on?
Yes, I believe so. Hitting the gym, meal prepping, and going to bed.
Butter chicken or?
Sorry?
Butter chicken and tikka masala.
No, what the good thing is my grandma, before she left, she meal prepped a big batch of marinade for me for chicken.
So
I'm so excited to go home and defrost that and eat that tonight with jeera rice.
Hook a brother up.
Yeah. What about no? Don't ruin it on us. Adara, what do you got going on tonight?
Do I need to press my button? Or not? I don't know. No, I'm going to be writing. I like to go to a local cafe once a week, usually on Tuesdays, but I was busy this Tuesday, so I'll be doing it today. And I just like to write. And then my sister and I are watching a movie over FaceTime. Which movie? I don't know yet because she asked me what I wanted, and I was like, girl, I don't know what mood you're in, so that'll be hopefully figured out, and I'll share whatever it is
that's fun.
Tomorrow, but I have no idea as of right now.
Oh, that should be really fun.
Yeah.
Great.
You should.
All right. So I hope everybody has plans tonight. It's always nice to do something. So thanks for sharing, Sia, Adara, and Neil. So thank you to everybody. Look, we're back here tomorrow at 8 a.m.
Truth.
So just make sure you guys come. I promise you the market will be pretty exciting. All right. We'll see everybody then tomorrow. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Smash it, actually, indeed.